Are we live? We're live, Paul. Yes, we're live, Ringo. Alright. On the bright side, nobody is is present for that. Alright. That, not that. Alright, notification gets sent out. Dark. Oh yeah, we're gonna set that dark. Got it. Ooh. Everyone knows a good dark theme on everything looks sexy. Okay, we sent out the notification on YouTube. I still haven't seen one go out from Discord. But YouTube sent it out. Sir Rabbit the Red says, yay here. Henry Kobyla says, I feel quite hungry. Deshaun Kelly said, the like button does work. I'm glad you tested that. Everybody else test that. Find out if the like button works. I've been hearing a lot of reports that it's just not working these days. Ugh. Was anybody here early enough to catch my Paul McCartney impression at the beginning? It was pretty good. I mean, maybe it was good. I don't know who Paul McCartney is, but I just feel like he sounds that way. And he says things like, I was hanging out with Ringo and George. Redneck Zeus says, howdy. Dr. Zadin says, sexy. I did say the word sexy, so that's how early you were here? That's pretty early. Breaking in too early, guys. Catching me saying all the things that you're not supposed to see because they happen in the first 30 seconds of the stream before people know what's going on. Alright. I'm not sure what the heck we were doing. And it was only like a day or two ago, so that's a good indication of my state of mind. Oh, the prey. Okay, that's the main mission. Courtship, which we didn't do anything on. It just triggered. Rotate tourney. We could try the tourney again. I did, after I stopped the stream last time, I trained with Captain Bernard to learn, like, combos and ripostes. So, we could do that and probably do a little bit better. Hey, Ringo. There we go. Behind the scenes. Behind the Shawns. And then we have the consortium saying crucifixy. Crucifixy. You saying my stream is quite crucifixy as like a adjective? The Lord be praised. Dr. Zedden says burn Johanka at the stake. We'll have to see what happens. I don't think I'm at the point in the game where I've unlocked a women's lot yet. Women's lot. I wasn't paying attention, but I assume he says that the thing's tomorrow. I could just pop Black Peter right here. Pop one in him. Anyway, let's just go this way. Hang Matthew and Fritz? You want to hang Matthew and Fritz? I like them. I only ever did that once, and then I was like, dang, why'd I kill those guys? They were awesome. Oh, man. I think I know what we're going to do, though. Let's talk to this Yutz. He has a mission where we go look for birds. Hold still, Berthold.
You? What do you want from me?
Apparently he doesn't like me very much.
Any work for me here by any chance?
That depends. How's your hearing?
My hearing? What?
Your hearing?
It's perfectly fine.
Because there is...
Alright.
I ought to be able to handle that.
Fine. They're good to...
I see.
The trouble is...
Hang on, surely you're not asking me to go flapping around looking for birds?
Not exactly.
Broken Quest couldn't get them to Pribyslavitz.
Their wings are flipped, so they won't be far, and the watchman in the tower told me they headed off toward Radzig. I have traps prepared.
Fine, but how...
I hear they like pine woods.
Yeah, I know where they are.
That's just they kept...
I can't wait.
They went some... What? You know how...
Holy crap, there's a lot of dialogue for this.
Right.
I'll do that.
That was way more than I thought there was going to be. Because basically it's just go put some cages down and catch some birds. That's the whole mission. That's all the description I want. Put some cages down in the woods. Be like, where? The woods. I told ya. But anyway, now we're going to boogie board on over to the spot where I like to hunt bandits over across the river. Move out of the way, guy. I could do everyone's least favorite mission. find what's his name in. Ooh, I could also do the. Fisticuffs mission. Dr. Zowden says, "Did you get the treasure from the dovecot in Skalitz for Kunish?" No, I did not. I totally forgot about that while I was doing the right after the prologue where you go back there, because I'm pretty sure you can get it right then. But no, I did not do that. Could do that. I could talk to... There's quite a few side missions that I can do right now in Rattay. There's the guy that works at the inn. Alex, I think his name is, from Skalitz. I could go get his family cross. I can't remember if his name was actually Alex, but you know that guy. I could do the one where, like I said, the fist fighting mission. That one's pretty fun. I'll probably do that one just because I like boxing people. I could go talk to the bailiff and do the mission where I get everyone jobs. The executioner's mission should be available. So, money for old rope. That's a fun mission. Probably one of the most unique side missions in the entire game. How the hell do you get Adam as a bartender? Easy. You have to do the mission for him where you go and get his cross. And then after you've done that, you just ask him to come tend your tavern at Pribyslavitz, and he will. Could just go beat up Kunish. That's always fun. Oh, look at that, another ambush. Why is it every time I come through here there's an ambush? Not a very effective ambush, but an ambush. Okay, this should be the spot we'll park our horse and go set up some bird traps. Can I get off? Oh, crap. I started playing Mountain Blade Bannerlord again yesterday because they released the full version and now there's achievements and everything. There might be a second quest after you get him the cross. I guess I just can't remember for sure. I'm probably just not far enough over yet. I could swear the first one is somewhere over here. Or do I have to go into my inventory and do it? Other quest items? No, that's not right. Other? Drop. I cannot remember if that's what I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to drop it and leave it there? Or is there supposed to be an option to set it up? Because I seem to remember there being an option to set it up. I don't know. Let me go to one of the other spots. Maybe I'll figure it out. I mean, when we get to that point in the stream with the, From the Ashes, we can try it out and figure it out. Does anyone remember if there's a set up trap option? Or if I'm supposed to just drop it? I guess I'm going to try just the drop option. Consortium says, "Dunno. Just me and Ringo hanging out." I dropped one of the cages, so we'll see what happens. If I go back and it's not there and I fail the mission, oh no. Not hearing another bird. You never did this one? Yeah, the squawking they make is a little off-putting, but is what it is, you know? I like the other bird noises. They're not nearly as bad as whichever ones we're trying to catch here. Look, a rabbit. I guess I can just go back and check my bird cage. See if it filled up. There's my bird cage. Let me check. Maybe it says in the quest log. I can't remember. That's not it. A bird in the hand. 3 of the blah blah blah. I'm not exactly an ardent ornithologist. I'm more used to chasing bandits and thieves in the woods, but variety is the spice of life. I found him. Dr. Zadin says they are like the monkeys in Knights of the Old Republic in the Shadowlands of Kasake. Is that Kashyyyk? Yeah, Kashyyyk. I don't know. I'm gonna drop it and walk away again. It's too bad I can't remember, because then I'd be more confident about this whole process. I also can't find the third spot. I found the first two. Because I know the first one's over here. I know because I always hear it, and I'm always like, ah, what's that noise? And then I'm like, oh yeah, it's those birds from that one mission. I will drop another one here. Hey, look at that. We actually did one of them. Okay, so I must have just dropped the cage in the wrong spot for the other one. Because, yeah, so you do. Birdcage falls through the map. Quest has failed. Nice. Lexi1397 says, what the hell is that sound? It's the type of birds that we're going after right now. No, it's coming from over here. I could swear that this is where it's coming from. But it's not giving me the notification for the thing. It sounds like they're coming from that tree. I don't know. Let's go look for the third one. Deer. I always forget that this is a good spot to hunt. You can get red deer over here, roe deer over there, and rabbits. So for the missions where you have to get like specific meat, this is actually a good one. Dr. Zadin says, think Estonian gamer annexed his neighbor for living on his grandparents' land. Pretty sure Estonian gamer's in Finland right now. I think that's where he said he had to go. So I doubt he annexed his neighbor's land. But I'm sure we'll hear about it next time we see him. I wasn't sure if he was joking about all of that. I can't remember how far you have to go for the third spot. I vaguely remember it being up this hill. But I feel like... yeah, this is a pretty big circle. Trap set. Oh! Okay, so they are set. Alright. It's gotta be down here somewhere. I thought I heard it. Like off in the distance. It was a good choice to start with this mission for the stream. Really get everyone's blood pumping. Consortium says mystery solved. Well, kind of. We'll see if when we get back if there's birds in those cages. Plus, we have to find the third spot. I could shoot that deer. That could be fun. Shot him right in the butt. Exactly like you want to do with a deer when you're killing him with a bow. Because, as we just saw, they die immediately. Does nobody know where I'm supposed to set this last trap? Because I am just not finding the noise. Well, I guess I'll go check my other traps. Hey, look at that. We caught one in this one. See, once you catch them, no more noise. So that's one of the reasons to do this mission, because that way every time you come over here, you don't have to listen to that terrifying screeching noise that they make. I'm gonna hop on my horse and do some riding around listening for it. Because I got the first two birds now. I just gotta catch the third one. You going to play Blind Man's Bluff on this stream? Maybe. Blind Man's Bluff is a fun game. I can't remember if there's any nudity in that section though, so maybe it would be safer if I don't. Oh! We found it, boys. Pressing the wrong buttons. Trap set. Alright, let's ride away, horse. Let a bird get caught and then we'll come back. Dr. Zowden says, and when you do, how are you able to censor the nudity? Okay, so there is nudity in that mission? Then I can't do it on stream, because as far as that, I don't have a way to censor it, and they don't have like a safe for work version as far as I know. Keep it on. Keep what on? The nudity? Lexi1397, are you telling me to keep the nudity on? I promise to keep my eyes covered. Deshaun Kelly, I trust you. I really do. The thing is, even if all of you guys promise to keep your eyes covered, I'm willing to bet YouTube would still give me a strike for it. You know how they are. Well, maybe you don't, but I know how they are. The bird's still squawking over there, so clearly it hasn't been caught in my box. Giggity. There's actually a lesser-known bandit camp up here somewhere. It's like a... It looks like a deer hunting tower. And I think one of the bandits there has the elusive Bandit's Brigandine, which is a really cool-looking piece of armor. That is pretty unique. Because I think that's the only spot in the game where it ever shows up. I love getting stuck in all these trees. It's so much fun. Really takes me to all the days of riding horse through the woods in real life. Getting stuck on bushes. It's a nice hill here. Look how tall this hill is. I see a deer stand anywhere around here? Because I can't remember exactly where that bandit camp is. I feel like I did a video showing... Oh, there's... Hey, look at that! I found it! Nothing to see here. Nope, riding away. There we go. Oh, you guys thirst trapping for some video game nudity. That guy didn't die. Got him. Hey! Rude. Oh, there's two dogs. Yoinks. Where'd my horse go? Horsey! I need you! These guys are trying to kill me. Ah! Horsey! What happened? I'm gonna die! No! I didn't save! Ah! Oh no! 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 Let's see where it spawns me. Probably way back at the beginning. where I opened up today. Yeah, that checks out. Why do I do that? I do that so frequently. I'm like, I know what I'll do. I just spent this long time finding the stupid birds. I'm gonna go dick around for no reason. And they're like, oh yeah, well, here, now you're dead. That's okay. We'll leave that mission for later now. Let's go talk to Adam. Yeah, we'll talk to Adam, won't we, Ringo? Townsman. You're not Adam, you're just a townsman. I got turned around and I suddenly couldn't find my horse to beat a hasty escape. Here's our guy, though. That's well, here he is over here. Next to the big old pile of poo. Alright, Adam.
God save you.
God save you, Adam.
How does life in Rattay suit you?
How's life in Rattay suit you?
Fine.
Did you find out what actually happened?
What do I know? The lords are at each other's throats, but it's us that has to suffer for it, same as always. I reckon they was after the silver mines, wasn't they?
Of course, duh.
Good luck then.
Audio seems... Oh, that's why. I was like, why does the audio seem so quiet? I had my speakers turned all the way down. Okay, so he didn't have a mission for me. Oh, you know what? You start it with Kunesh, don't you? I'll pick this nettle. God, I hate Kunesh.
I see you survived.
Aren't you observant?
God, this guy.
You still owe me. Don't think I've forgotten.
I don't owe you. I owe your father, and he's dead. So get out of here.
You realise I could kill you without a moment's thought. Anytime I want to, you coward.
No, I can't take any more.
Yeah, fold over, you little punk.
I owe you. What am I supposed to do about it? You think you'll get anything from me? Look at what I've got. But maybe I could. Maybe I could tell you where you can find some money. If you forgive my debt, that is.
Alright then. Start talking.
No. First I want you to swear you won't be demanding anything else from me.
Very well then. Talk.
When we were running from Skalitz, I heard something. I don't know who said it. It's a miracle I could even hear it in that chaos. Either way, somebody hid a lot of coin under a dovecot.
Under a dovecote? And that's it?
That's all I know. How many dovecots could there be in Skalitz? If you've got the guts to go back there, you're bound to find it.
Fine. We'll see.
Alright. That mission will do, because it's more interesting and it brings us back to, we'll turn that one off. There we go. And it brings us back to Skalitz, which, of course, we have to go to Sigismund Skalitz. Once we get out to the open road, I'll get on my horse. Whenever I ride the horse down the back alleys in Rattay, I always get knocked off my horse by some stupid thing hanging too low. You'd think they designed it without the intent of people galloping full speed on horses down it, which is just stupid in my opinion, but, you know, civic engineering has come a long way since the 1400s in Bohemia. We got a long ride ahead of us, don't we, Yenda? I'm gonna ride you so hard, Yenda. That sounded a little weird when I said it like that, didn't it? Maybe a little bit creepy. Chat's a little quiet today. Guys aren't asking me all sorts of questions. Or whatever, making comments. Hey, Dr. Zadin said a thing. When you shot the first guy and said he didn't die, you knew you were... Yeah, that's true. And thank you for the super chat. Always loved that €5. Keeping me alive. I love gyros, by the way, like the Greek food. A lot of people call those euros, but of course I, being a man of culture, know that it's actually pronounced gyro. You know. But thank you very much for the super chat. And yes, I did know. Immediately when I popped that guy in the head and he didn't drop down, I was like, I'm gonna die. This, like I said, the smart thing to do would have been to ride away on my horse. Like, all the way away. Maybe go back, check my last bird trap, then maybe save the game, then ride back up there. With the intent of killing them, obviously. But by that point, they wouldn't be ready for me. Anyway. Karina Smirnov says, I'm here. I'm just making some food. I wish I had some food. I'm very, very hungry. Dr. Zadin says kebabs. Kebabs? Oh, you like kebabs. I like kebabs. Not as much as I like gyros. There was this, when I went to college, right across the road from, like, the main campus, there was this little gyro place. They sold other food, but all anyone ever got when they went there was gyros. And it was run by this, I think she was actually Palestinian, not Greek, but the food was stupid good. And like all small gyro places in America, had unbelievably good French fries. So that was one of my all-time favorite places to eat in college. We got, Bullet says, I'm just being my normal self and lurking. Of course, Bullet. You gotta be you. I was playing Red Dead the other day, and I was thinking about that. Lurking. Dr. Zadin says, Germany, my dude. It's almost like Istanbul around here. Yeah, that's fair. I was gonna say, that type of ethnic foods from the Middle East becoming more and more popular across Western Europe and the United States. Now, the thing is I really, really like the flavor palette of, like, the Mediterranean and the Middle East. I just love the food. It's exactly the right kind of flavorful. So it's certainly not a diversification of food that I mind. Up here in the northern Midwest, our most recent one is we've got Mexican restaurants all over the place now. And I like Mexican food, you know. Not gonna lie, especially Americanized Mexican food, which is what they serve at all these restaurants. It's good stuff. Rumple Foreskin popping in saying hello again. Hello, Foreskin, how you doing? Or should I call you Rumple? Are we on a first name or a last name basis? I'm not sure what our relationship really entails. So, Dr. Zouden, I can see you're converting and you're saying Istanbul, not Constantinople. Interesting. Allowing them that victory. Any name is good? Then I'll call you Pulfor. It's the last part of your first name and the first part of your last name. It's how I like to speak to people that I know quite well. I always identify them that way. Hello, guy. Oh, come on, horse. Quit being a punk. I guess I'll have to stop galloping full speed because my horse's stamina is not quite stallion level. Karina Smirnov says, Foreskin Lamau, which, if I'm not wrong, stands for lamb meat after orgasm. Pretty sure that's what Lamau means. Using my faculties of logic and reason, that is. Rumble Foreskin says, I've been grinding Red Dead again. I didn't grind. I twerked a little bit, but I didn't grind. No, when I popped on the other day, I popped onto online and I played a little bit. My wife popped on too because she was like, hey, you're playing Red Dead. So she immediately popped on, so we played together for a little bit. Did some of the Halloween Call to Arms, which was fun, I guess. It was glitchy, though. Like, every once in a while, I couldn't do any damage to the bucket heads. So that was kind of annoying, but I had fun. It's a good game. Dr. Zadin says, not at all. The Byzantine Empire and Constantinople is the true name. See? You know. Dr. Zadin, you know the truth. We can't call them Istanbul. That's accepting. It's defeatism for one thing, but it's accepting their premise. It's Constantinople. It will always be Constantinople. Just like the Hagia Sophia will never actually be a mosque, it will always be a church. This guy walking across the field, coming across a lot of pedestrians on this ride, aren't we, Paul? I keep popping back into a vaguely Beatles accent. Of course, the only one that I've ever heard enough times to... Oh, I thought I was going to die on that one for sure. Only one I've heard enough times to try to imitate is Paul McCartney's. But if I just say the name Paul, then it's a Ringo accent. So if I just do my Paul McCartney accent, but then I say, isn't that right, Paul? Then I'm doing Ringo. Dr. Zadin says, I'm a Christian, of course, I just spell horribly. That's fair. I'm not sure if I went too far over to the left. I might have to swing up and around the mines, which is always the annoying route. Oh, might get an ambush over here. Some of the biggest battles happen right on this corner right here. here in this opening, but none today. I was used to come across giant groups of humans and bandits fighting there. I keep pushing the publishers for the Dynasty game, so Medieval Dynasty. Like I said on the last stream, the next game they're supposed to release is one called Wild West Dynasty, so it's like Medieval Dynasty meets Red Dead. Looks like maybe it's going to have a teeny bit more combat in it, because there's been talk of gunslinging. So I'm interested in that. You know, as a big fan of Red Dead and also Medieval Dynasty, I think a mashup of the two could be fun and interesting. I'm just waiting for it to start. Like, I want to actually play the game. And so every single time they post anything, I'm always like, so, when are you gonna tell us that release date? Because they're still saying 2022. Like, they're still insisting that it will come out this year. And recently they've been replying to me saying, oh, we're gonna drop information about the release date soon. So I'm always like, yeah, but are you going to drop information like it's coming out next week, Wednesday? Or are you going to be like, unfortunately, you know, to make sure the game's good, blah, 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 we have to delay it until next year. You know, I need to know which one of those it's going to be. Dr. Zowden says, in Medieval Dynasty, is there combat? Yes, I think the most recent version of the game has, like, if you mean human-on-human combat, I think that does exist in the most recent version of the game. But there was always hunting, where you could, you know, take out animals. That type of combat. But yes, I think in the most recent version of... Let's see how many people are in Skalitz today. Looks like humans and bandits. Yay. So we're going to go ahead with the old save game here, since that was a long ride that I don't want to redo. And we'll let these Yutzes start fighting. A traitor. Nice. I used to know of a safe spot where you could hang out. I can think of a somewhat safer spot. The problem with these fights is they never thin each other out because the humans just die. Well, at least that was a severe wound. That was a good solid hit to the torso. Dang. You know, it's never going to be good if you land 2 solid hits and they don't die. It's especially not good if you miss the 3rd hit. Ah, okay. Horse time. Right away, Yenda. Yeah, there will be good loot if we take them. But if we die... Well, I mean, I did save, so I'm not super worried about dying. I don't know if I hit that guy. It's really hard to do drive-by arrows in this game. Because it's kind of hard to aim the bow with any precision at all on horseback. And it's got the weird... There, we've spread them out enough that I'm less worried about dying now. If I can get off my horse and get an arrow drawn in time. Yep, missed that shot. Should have seen that coming. But now he should get closer to me. Oh! I drilled him right in the faceplate. That was sick. That was nice. I like that. Or as Will Smith would say, ah, that's hot. That's hot. Now we just have to wait for the rest of them to come back. Because they're all spread out down that way chasing me. Oops. Let's, here's the real question. Does it pause when I go into here? Because if it does, then I've, you know, got enough time to put all this on my horsey. Yep, seemed to have paused. Now we just gotta get this guy. Hide and wait now, or that's no fun. Well, we hit that guy. I like how when you shoot, they'll stop running like, what was that? That's a good shoulder shot, a deadly shoulder shot. I just don't want polearm guy to get me. Ooh, boy. He might be kind of dangerous. Oh, he's not dead yet. Yenda, let's go. Hey, look at that. A new #1 sexy time. How are you not dead yet? There we go. What's that, another fear knot? Ooh, the Magdeburg sword. That's a good sword. Isn't it, Ringo? Alright. Let's just go ahead and do the old transferoo again. Now we'll move on again. It's possible that that guy with that polearm did die, because I did get 3 real good arrows into him. I feel like I saw a message before. Yeah, Lexi1397 says, I just made some more buttered noodles with Parmesan cheese. Nice, nice. Always a tasty snack. If we could find polearm guy. There's his polearm. So I've got serious doubts that he made it too much further. But... oh, that might be him over there. He might have fled and died on the way. Ooh, one of my better piercing arrows. Don't want to lose those bad boys. Nope, never mind. That's a horse. It's always hard. That's the... hey, we got Lou popping in saying hello. That's the thing about doing archery. If you don't, like, pop headshots and kill him right away... hey, is that the guy? It looks like the guy. A lot of times they'll run away and die off in a bush somewhere, and then you just lose them. Alrighty. I just realized when I arrived here, I was like, huh. What is this? Helm's Deep? Helm's Deep has one weakness. Its outer wall is solid rock, but for a small culvert at its base. Nourishment's at 90. There's another trader. I always like their pants. They're so stylish. Lou says, what quest are you up to now? We are doing the Dovecot mission. But, you know, we're also stopping to make sure that we loot a bunch of cumins. I wish the chest up in my parents' house was down here so I could put all this loot in there. Ooh, he's got the cool one. Is that the Hungarian saber? It is. Look at that. They didn't take out a single bandit. These cumins suck at combat. Alright, there should be a shovel in here, I think. Or do I need a shovel to look under the dovecots? Maybe I don't actually need a shovel. Of course I can't sprint. Alright. Animals were harmed in the making of this stream. I didn't kill any... oh, wait, maybe I did. Looks more like Mordor. Yeah, look, a little bit. A little bit there. Does look a little bit, not so nice. This could be a dovecot. I saw a little thing pop up. Ah, yep, there it was again. Yeah, I don't have a spade. Dang. Where can I find a spade? Because, I don't want to go back to Rite. Someone said, okay, Alexi said, okay, Paul McCartney. Hey, look! Another one of the bandits! Look, it's one of the ones I wounded. Nice. But now I'm a little bit heavy on loot. Well, we could probably put the bow away. I think I took care of everyone. Things said right before disaster. My horse's inventory is unfortunately also full. Now I have to make the careful decision of... need a spade. There's got to be a spade somewhere in Skalitz. I remember doing this before, getting here and being like, crap, I don't have a spade. And then finding one. I just need to remember where the heck I found it. Crap, was it all the way up by my parents? It might be. We have but one choice. To face the long walk up the hill. But if I'm going to do that, I'm going to go ahead and loot these guys first. Because it won't slow me down any more than I'm already slowed down. There we go. See? Going the same speed, but now we're super overloaded. Is there one up by the grave? That's what I'm thinking, Lou. There might be one up there. Yes, up by the house. By the linden tree. So we'll get up there. Like I said, if nothing else, there's a chest up there that I can store all this extra loot in. Because that's what I always used to do when I'd do these looting runs at Skalitz. I'd go down, kill everyone in the bottom, and then, you know, loot all their crap, put it up in the chest, and then I'd stay in the house, sleep for a couple days, come back down, kill all the people again. Do that over and over and over again, and you get... For one thing, you get most of the really good armor in the game over time. Like, you'll actually get most of it just from this one area. And you can just keep it all up in this chest. It's unfortunately not connected to your, like, your residence storage, but... The funny thing is I've had saves in this game where I've had, like, 100 million plus groschen, like, in my inventory. I feel like if I had that much money in the game, it should let me make an offer to fix up Skalitz by myself, because that should be more than enough money. If you think about, like, the economy in this game, 160 million groschen should be more than enough money to hire people to fix all this crap. Yeah, I'm doing the slow walk. Some of the bandits at Skalitz have amazing loot. They do. That's one of the things I did in the, I think it was the last playthrough I did, not a stream but a playthrough, was right after the prologue, and like at Awakening I just rode straight back here, took out the bandits, and built a full suit of plate armor right away. So very beginning of the game I had a full suit of really good plate armor. See, there we have a chest. Alright, let's store all this crap. I don't need it on me. And then we can spend our time more productively looking for a spade. Yeah, look at that. Alright. Oh, it's a cross, not a spade. I was like, hey, look at that. I thought there was a spade up here, but I guess I'm wrong. Someone could Google it. Google, hey, can you find a spade in Skalitz after the prologue or whatever? Describe where we are. It's one of those annoying things. Getting somewhere and realizing you didn't keep the spade in your inventory. And, of course, none of those bandits had spades on them. Just, you know, extremely well-crafted plate armor and all that crap. Dr. Zowden says, Elon just bought Twitter news update. I watched the video of Elon walking into Twitter HQ this morning carrying a sink so he could make the pun, let that sink in. I think it was worth it. You gotta admire the guy for committing to the bit, you know. How many people would actually show up carrying a literal sink so they could make that joke? I admire that dedication. I feel like I was already in here, but I also feel like this is the spot where I found the spade last time. Or maybe out back by the, like, little farm plots. Any of the mods in the chat, Karina, Lexi, you guys want to do me a favor and do a quick Google search for if I can find a spade in Skalitz? You know, after the prologue. Just Googled it, and they're near Rattay, apparently. Really? The only spades are over there? Well, I know there's more spades than that, but I know that you can find some by the mill. You know, right down. I love how the cabbages are totally untouched. I'm just saying, there should be a spade over here. Logic would dictate that there would be a spade by one of these fields. If they exist anywhere in the game, they should exist here. Just a rich plonker would do that. Someone say something about Herman's house? One at Executioner Herman's house? That seems a little bit further away. Hey, definitely not a studying gamer says, morning! Nice day for fishing, isn't it? Yeah. I'm just kidding, he only said morning, but it reminded me of that. Yeah, Michael Halliburton said just a rich plonker would do that. Yeah, I mean, obviously the guy's loaded. He's got plenty of money to do things that most of us wouldn't do. Oh, he did say nice day for fishing, ain't it? That's funny. $45 billion buyout just to troll. Neuhoff. You're not giving me any locations that are closer to Skalitz. You're like, Rattay. And then he's like, oh, how about Neuhoff? Even farther away. I am thankful for the Google information. But what I was hoping to hear was, yeah, there's one, if you go over by Deutsch's house, there's one sticking in the ground. Soon I will give up and leave, so we have to go find a spade somewhere else. The wiki only says them two. Well, I know more than two exist. There's no way that it's just the, you know, all the way over there. I mean, I believe that the devs, just to be dicks, might have made it so that there is absolutely no spade. Spade is but your imagination, Sun Tzu. Spade is just a construct. It's not reality. Spades don't exist. What if Combat Master Vanyuk was still up here? I'd be like, what happened? You've been here the whole time? Yeah, they just totally ignored me. Went right past. Karina Smirnov says we can't give you answers you don't have. Those are the only answers I need. All the answers I have, I don't need. Think about that. There's a lot of Valerian here. Why is the title like that? You mean the title of the stream? I don't really have that many creative ways to title these streams. You notice I've just been rearranging the words in them. It being like, Hardcore Kingdom Come Deliverance stream. And then I'll be like, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Hardcore stream. Streaming, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Hardcore. Streaming, Hardcore Kingdom Come Deliverance. Like, you can do it only so many ways before you've said it. That's it. That's the whole thing. So yeah, when I was typing it out, I did it with the meme capitalization. You might say I overused that format. You might not. You might not have any sort of opinion about it at all. Well, I think I'm about ready to give up on my hopes of finding a spade in Skalitz. Funny thing is, it's entirely possible that I've just walked past multiple of them. Karina Smirnov says, I thought maybe you had a stroke. Yeah, it would be complicated to accidentally type like that. Like, it would be one thing if there was just one randomly capitalized letter, but to perfectly alternate between capitalized and lowercase, you know, to achieve meme font takes a fair amount of practice. Spade is not in our world, son. Lembitu, a great Estonian warrior. A lot of quotes about spades. Who would have known that the philosophy of the spade goes so deep? Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back into this main square type area out here. Then I'm going to wait until daytime. Because it's getting dark. And then, what we're going to do is go look for a spade somewhere else. Because there's a farm that still has people living at it up and over. Ooh, the tournament has started. Real convenient that I'm in Skalitz. Miles away from Rete. Let's go check out the farm over here. I don't think that's it. I don't think it's that close to Skalitz, otherwise it'd be pretty hard to believe that people were living there still. There's also some treasure chests over here that I remember. What do we got here? Is this the active farm? I don't think so. Everyone keep your eyes open for a spade. There's a pitchfork that's similar to a spade. I could swear that lightning just flashed outside my window, but it's noon. That would be weird. A spade in our world? Have you gone mental, bruv? See this farm right here. You can't tell me that these guys are running a farm and don't have a spade on it. I'm sure she's about to pull a broom out of thin air. Why can't I do the same with a spade?
What's that?
I'ma be there, up and over. Is that what you're singing there, Lexi1397? That guy's carrying something. Is that a pickaxe? Or a grub hoe? I don't... Or is it just a hoe? Well, let's check out this thing.
I do quite well.
I'm very well. No spade in there. Little axe. Redneck Zoo says, now I lost my spade. Hmm. This is irritating. You'd think there'd be one, like, just leaning against the building. This isn't the first time I've been irritated by this. This feeling is very familiar to me. It's finding a spade when you're looking for one, or finding a torch, like one of the 3 times in the game you actually need a torch. Like when you're going into the Skalitz mines or something, and then you're like, oh, of course, I've got 8 billion torches in my chest, but I don't have one on my, on my person. Pitchfork. Several axes. Cabbages, of course. Another hoe. How many hoes do you need? We're gonna eat from your pot. There, take that. I ate your stew because you don't have a shovel sitting around. I'm gonna pickpocket this guy. Maybe he's got one on him.
Hey.
Hello. He's got some food and some keys. Well, I'm aggravated. I was really hoping there was going to be one over here. Scusi, English is hard, sir. Most UK can't even talk or understand it. Is English hard? Is it? I genuinely wouldn't know. I've never tried to speak it. Whoa, lost that one. You want a spade? What are you, a peasant? I need one for digging! It won't let me dig with my hands or with my longsword. So I need a spade! It's #1 sexy time. Oh, speaking of #1 sexy time, you know who's not here? Who is conspicuously absent? Dave Zilla. I guess I could go down into the main Skalitz area. I just really don't want to have to ride back to Rattay for a spade, because if I do that, I'm not going to want to come back to Skalitz. Dave. Lou says, favorite quest in KCD. Ooh. Main quest or, like, optional side quest? Because if it's a side quest, I think my favorite is Money for Old Rope. I think that one's a very fun and unique side quest. If it's a main quest... The whole Assault on Pribyslavitz is pretty dang good. You know, it's well written, there's lots of action, it's a good set piece overall. I also like the, Silver Mine Investigation. That one's pretty fun. Introduces some fun new characters. People from Liverpool talk Scusa, aka the Beatles. Oh, they talk like that, do they? The more I do that accent, the less good it's gonna get. The best I can do for, imitations and accents and stuff like that is tiny, short little bursts where I'll say one little phrase, and then that's it, nothing more. The longer I try doing the accent, or the more frequently I try doing it, the worse it gets. And then it just all melds together into kind of sounding weird. More cabbages. Should have known. All these fields and no spades. Lots of hoes, lots of axes, but no spades. Apparently digging wasn't very important in the medieval period. Open up door. Just a whole barrel full of tools, but none of them is a spade. There's a broom. Got a scythe up there. Pitchfork. A yard rake. Then what I assume is, 2 more hoes. No spade, though. Annoying. You, sir, are not legitimate Prince of Skalitz. You shall not need a spade. Leon says... SC House? SC Johnson, a family company. You are the son of Sir Radzig Kobyla himself. You shalln't have a spade. I need one! Doesn't matter who or who I am not the son of. I need to dig. People who need to dig need a spade. In this game, in real life, you can dig with almost anything. Sure, maybe not effectively, but you dig with a knife, a stick, your hands. Most of these houses look totally untouched. You can't tell me none of these people own shovels. Just gonna sit here and rant until Warhorse Studios gets up and, does a quick patch for the game where they add in spades at more locations. Look at that, more tools that aren't spades. A broom. I could ride out of here if I take that bad boy. That's it. I need someone to vent my anger on. As you can probably tell, I'm currently boiling over with rage. How is Finland, Estonian gamer, or are you still there? Everyone keep your eyes peeled while I'm killing bandits in here, because there very well might be a spade in here. Yeah, you see that sick headshot? Hod Toward says, Talmberg and ask blacksmith. That's one bit of advice.
So it was you.
Let me draw back my bow, buddy. You're just being rude. That's it, you can kill whoever you like. So you're saying that having a spade is a non-approved activity for me, but mass murder is fine? That's cool. That's straight up Coolio in the gang. Aha! I missed that guy's head and hit the shield on his back. Oh, that was awesome. Well, you say that. You say this is the last time, but you're not leaving no more. Daddy, you're mine. She's piling boxes in front of the door, trying to block it. Daddy, please. Daddy, no. Daddy, no. Stop it. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Dr. Zowden says, do the NPCs respond? Yes, they do. A shovel in his pocket? You gotta check your horse pocket. That's where you keep your horse. I could swear there's shovels around here somewhere. Just so you know, Estonian gamer, pretty sure I'm not a prince of anything. Maybe Persia, but that's pushing it. Hey, mate. Gonna give you the old diggly diggly dong. I don't think he's gonna make it. Ooh, there we go. Pink. Oh, you see that sick shoulder shot? I'm getting good at those. I know you mean Henry, but he's not a prince. You know? In all reality, he's a bastard. But if he were anything other than that, he'd be... even if he was recognized and accepted by the king and validated, he'd be a lordling at best. You know? He wouldn't be royalty. Not unless he married a princess, which would be tricky to pull off. There. No shovels, but more loot stored away in random chests all over the map. It'll be fun when I'm coming across sometime and I open up the chest, I'll be like, ooh, several suits of armor. But you know what? I think I remember where I found the shovel last time. eKing85 says hello. This is a roleplay of sorts. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying then. So the whole prince thing is putting on quite a higher level of roleplay. Well, this is Teresa's mill. I'd recognize it anywhere. Was there a shovel at her mill? Because I was thinking up by the silver area. Renixu says, I ran all the way back to the miller to get a spade, ran all the way back to the executioners to dig up the dead guy, only to find out there was a spade at the executioners. eKing85 says, KCD is one of my favorites. Game is badass. You are correct, eKing85. I guess that's what makes you the king. Because yes, this game is, A, it should be one of everyone's favorites, and if it's not, then there's something wrong with you. And B, it is absolutely badass.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust random stew. The hygiene ain't great in these times. Random stew is the best stew. If you find it bubbling in a pot in someone's camp and they're not dead, eat away. Just so you know, the concept of a forever stew is one that I personally find very interesting. I wish more people would keep a pot of forever stew boiling in their house. eKing85 says, I wish part 2 would come out. Hey, eKing85, we're currently looking for a spade. We're over by Skalitz, want to do the Dovecot mission, and I cannot for the life of me find a spade anywhere. Don't suppose you know where one is. I'm thinking up by the silver sluices there might be one. Because like I said, the last time I did this mission, I didn't bring a spade with me. And I remember finding one in or around Skalitz somewhere. And continuity-wise, there really should be one sitting here. Because you use one when you want to bury your parents. Bullet says he guessed there's something wrong with me. Bullet, you don't like this game? Estonian Gamer says, I have a pot of forever stew in my house all the time. Do you actually? Because that's cool. I've known people that have kept a pot of stew going, or like stew, soup, something like that, you know, going for like a week or two, where they'll just keep adding new ingredients as it gets lower and lower. So the flavor is always evolving and getting slightly more either you could call it complex or jumbled. Another broom. I keep seeing things and just suddenly getting a faint glimmer of hope only to be dashed against the rocks. Bullet says, not a fan of medieval stuff. Ooh, I am. It is easily my favorite game setting. I like lots of other ones, obviously. Anyone who watches the channel will know that I play all sorts of games. But medieval always will take the #1 spot for me. Even when you compare such a fantastic game like Red Dead, they just don't quite compare to the medieval setting for me. Michael Halliburton doesn't seem to like the idea of a forever stew. It's fun. You can constantly be adding different types of meats, more onions. You always got to add more onions. Augustus says this game is so good. See, Augustus, you know. You know that this is a fantastic game. And if the Imperator himself says that this game is good, then who are we to argue? So it looks like I've exhausted as many of these things that I feel comfortable doing. I don't know why that had to happen. Hod Toward said base streamer. I don't know what you're referencing. Oh, man. Definitely not a stunning gamer says, even at my summer home, I go there every 2 days to feed the fire and stew. Well, of course, you gotta make sure you get there frequently enough to make sure your stew is constantly filling up. Jonas Goldendick says, I went to Medieval Times in Chicago as a kid, and the next day I bought a Morning Star, and I've been hooked ever since then. It is the most interesting period in human history, in my opinion. There's, for one thing, the medieval period spans at least 1,000 years by most people's accounts, but in certain parts of the world it starts and ends at different times. So there's just a ton of history to be focused on, and there's so much cool stuff. eKing85 says, best place to get one is with the blacksmith. Look for a town with a blacksmith. Well, I'll head on over to...
Hey, you bastard.
Did he just accuse me of murdering and raping? As long as I'm allowed to stand up. What is going on? They're just giving this guy all the opportunities in the world to kill me. He's laughing like a madman. Shut up, weirdo. Anyway. Michael Halberton says, we still get a lot of castles up in Scotland. Checks out. Take my arrow back. This guy doesn't really... I'll take his dried fruit and his groschen. You can keep the rest of your stuff, idiot. Also, I had a pot of forever stew in my grandmother's home. She has a fire pit with a pot in there. I'm glad that you're so committed to the concept of the forever stew. Like I said, if more people had a pot of forever stew, world hunger solved, just like that. Wouldn't be a problem anymore. Because if you feel quite hungry, you just walk on in, have a bowl of the forever stew, maybe contribute some thing. Could be meat, could be spices, could be whatever, you know, and then you're on your way. Yes, Michael Halliburton. It makes sense that you've got a surplus of castles that you'd be able to visit in Scotland. I, being from Wisconsin myself, don't really... I mean, as far as I know, there's a quote-unquote castle somewhere down south. Is this another ambush? What are we doing here? Those look like Talmberg guards. Okay, so I'll just help the Talmberg guards. That was sick. I always love it when you get that. Talmberg guard, don't flee. I'll say you guys need to distract them so I can help you. The Talmberg guard with the polearm is running away. I was gonna say, oh, we did it, guys. Good job. Good job. Good jobs all around. Michael Hobburn says, does bring a lot of tourism. Well, that makes sense. Like I said, I feel like I am not alone in my extreme interest in the medieval period. I think it's a wildly popular topic. And so, yeah, lots of tourism comes through there. I did a video a while back, probably several years now, covering some of the quote-unquote castles in the United States. And now people will be like, it's not a real castle. I was like, it depends on your definition of castle. The most widely accepted definition of a castle is a fortified personal home. So if you have a fortified personal home, it's a castle. Now, you can have a medieval castle, and if you use that, then it has to have been constructed sometime between 500 AD and 1500 AD. And so if you've got that on your side, then you've got a medieval castle, even if it's not a medieval European castle. Otherwise, you can have a European castle, which could be any European-style castle that is a fortified personal home built at any time. You know, so as long as you're not saying a medieval European castle, the definition broadens out quite a bit. I'm gonna have to drop a bunch of this crap that I just picked up, because unfortunately, I can't mount my horse. We'll drop all these chain mails. These long, noble chain mails. Gonna have a lot of stuff on the floor here. Love how the gambesons are like up there for the most heavy things in your inventory. Stop doing that. Boy, we're having to lose all sorts of stuff. We'll get down there. We're doing it. We must be like right up to the line on what we can carry, because I'm dropping pretty much everything. Oh! Well. I always look so funny when you get that. What if you were just walking down the street and you came across just a huge pile of awesome medieval arms and armor like this? That'd be so badass. Anyway, Estonian Gamer says, in Estonia we have the Linus S. Templar fort cities where the people fled to during the war. Cool. Well, it wasn't worth picking up all that stuff because I just said to drop it immediately. But we're going to go get our spade from the Talmberg blacksmith. Either that or just, since we're going to Talmberg, if we can't find one at the blacksmith, we'll just go grab one from our chest, because I'm willing to bet that I've got at least one spade in my storage chest. They didn't live there, they fled there. Well, typically, if it wasn't a personal home, it's not a castle by definition. It's a fort, or a burg, or a holdfast, or a keep, or something like that. You'll have these other names, because the term castle is specifically for fortified personal homes. That's why prior to the Norman invasion of England, you don't actually have any castles by definition. You have Roman forts, which most of them were adapted into or turned straight into towns, like Winchester or London. And then you have, later on, the Saxons would build a bunch of burhs, which were basically fort. Yeah, I saw you said fort. Like I said, I was agreeing with you. They're not castles. Even later on in the medieval period, when people were doing castles far more frequently, you would still find forts, not castles, where there would be these big fortified things with just a couple people in them, you know, at any given time, just to keep them up and everything. Make sure they don't get taken over by some robber baron. But they would be mostly unpopulated until everyone needed to flee there to be safe. So yeah, that is certainly a thing. Well, we're at the blacksmith. Not noticing a shovel anywhere. Can I buy one from him? Will he sell one?
God,
Spade! Well, you know what I should do? Let's get all of our stuff. Because he should be able to repair a bunch of this for us. And since we're all the way over here, after we have him repair it, we'll sell all the multiples. Hopefully then we'll be light enough to, oh, well, that could be one of the reasons why my horse couldn't accept any more weight. I had frickin' 100 and something red venison. We might as well drop all this crap. All of the, meat that we don't need. You know, all the raw stuff. There we go. And then we had some huge castles. Well, of course, it's Estonia. Michael Halberton says Dover Castle was the first UK castle, 13th century. And Jonas Goldendick says, bend over. And I would say, bend over, make your knees touch your elbows. There we go. Now we'll sell some stuff to him, because he should have some money on him. Look at that, he's got 10k. We'll do quantity first. So, we don't want to sell those, because those are mine. We'll sell the long distance arrows. We'll sell, I don't know, probably 2 of those. 2 of those. Boost shield. Now we'll just do the, we'll see, because he might not actually have more money than we can take away from him. Or, like, we might not have a 10k worth of stuff is what I meant. So we might be able to sell everything right away. Yeah, my horse wouldn't have been, I would have been able to carry more stuff if I didn't have 180 red deer venison on him. Yeah, we'll sell everything while we're at it. Why not? We'll keep the dried stuff, of course, like we always do. We'll quick sell that spade back to him since I don't want it anymore. Don't need these nettles. Don't need that, that, and that. Sell all this stuff. Did I actually just sell him the spade back? Because I did not want to do that. I don't know. We'll find out. I straight up sold him the spade back, didn't I? That is insane. The White Cliffs of Dover. I can't believe that would have been so ridiculously funny, but still amazingly aggravating if I had done all that, gone all that way to buy the spade from him, bought it from him, and then sold it straight back to him. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to move all these to my horse if I want them to stack. That's one of the weird glitches in this game. Is that like your separate stacks of arrows would keep splitting? Alright, save game. Now we go back to Skalitz with our spade in tow. Two are still surviving, Narva Castle and Sarmena Castle. They were as big as the Tower of London. Not bad. I like the small castles, personally. Like, if I ever get the chance to go to the Czech Republic, for one thing, I would love to go see the castles from this game, because I've seen a lot of photos and videos of them now, obviously because of this game. But Talmberg exists, Rattay exists, these castles are there. So I would really love to go tour them. That'd be awesome. The only problem with it is it might be a somewhat diminished feeling, considering that I've spent so much time in the game in these castles already. So I might already be too familiar with them for the novelty to be there. But I think it'd still be fun. I'm just happy that we actually didn't have to go any further than Talmberg to get a spade. Hey, look, there's all that armor. Might as well pick it up and put it on my horse. Waste not, want not. Yeah, like I said, just imagine riding down the road and seeing all this stuff just lying on the ground. Sean Kelly just had a gyro for lunch. What are you, taunting me? Hears me talk about how much I like gyros and then goes and eats one and doesn't even get me one. I thought we were friends, Deshaun. I'm so disappointed. You know who unironically makes a pretty good gyro? That I do actually just recommend. Like I said, unironically. Arby's. For a fast food place, they have a surprisingly good gyro. Definitely not a Estonian gamer says, hey, I'd like a spade now, buys a spade. Hey, I'd like to sell you this fine spade, sells a spade. Reverse stonks. It's a good thing all this stuff is nice and piled up on the ground. Don't know what to do without it. So much fun to re-pick everything up. Put it all in my amazingly large armor pocket. Redneck Zoo says, the gyro is the best thing at Arby's. It honestly might be. It might be the absolute best thing they have on their menu. Now, don't get me wrong. Whenever they have their limited time deep-fried turkey sandwiches, like after Thanksgiving, those are amazingly good. I got hooked on them during November one year after while I was working at a place called Plastics. And I had gone there for lunch, and I was hungry but didn't know what for, you know, it's not like I had a specific craving. And I got there, and I saw it, and it said deep fried turkey. And of course, the context here is it's not like a deep fried slab of turkey like you'd get like a deep fried chicken sandwich or something. They must have deep fried the turkey and then just sliced it so it's just thick cut turkey on it. But the sandwiches were crazy good. They of course had some cranberry sauce or something on them that gave it a whole Thanksgiving vibe, and they were just really good. But they don't have it every year, and so I always go there in November hoping to catch it, but they don't always have it. What did he say? The only place in our mall that is open is a Greek place. Good. Greek food is delicious. Michael Halliburton says, what is a gyro? A gyro is how I pronounce the Greek. It's kind of like falafel or shawarma. They're all basically the same thing. It's got like lamb meat sliced up in it, and you serve it with tzatziki sauce and onions and tomatoes. Sometimes people will put also cucumber slices in it, but I think that's excessive. And it comes in like a flatbread wrap. It's a delicious sandwich type thing. Stunning Gamer says, when I was in Helsinki, I went to some suspicious named Italian place. Well, everyone knows if you want to get good Italian food, you go to Helsinki for it. It had free soda, free lemon water, and free salads. That seems weird. The Chef 86 says, why so much stuff on the floor? Because on our way to Talmberg, we got into an ambush and killed a bunch of bandits there. Oh my god, they're back. You gotta be kidding me. We killed a bunch of bandits there. I'm gonna save. And couldn't carry any of the stuff, so just dropped it on the ground. And then came back and picked it up. At least they're not all bandits. There's a couple Talmberg guards that are all about to die. Of course that guy moved. Well, we know that attack did a lot of damage even if it didn't kill him. As did that one. I like how they're, like, the bandits start ignoring the guards just to come after me. It's incredibly rude, bandits. I had a kebab roll. That was the best stuff. Sounds like a donor kebab. Donor kebab. I don't know if that's a pun. Won't loot the guard because I don't need a bunch of stolen stuff in my honorable parents' chest. The guy yelled at me. That was a bandit, wasn't it? Look, another Magdeburg sword. There we go. We'll put as much of this stuff as we can on our horse, and then blah, blah, blah. We'll follow the same pattern that we always follow. Hopefully I can still walk after we've dispersed it all. Aha! I should be light enough that I should be able to mount my horse to ride him up to put the rest in the chest. Alright. Michael Halliburton says, a gyro here is a type of check. Not sure what you mean. Gyro check. Like a gyroscopic check?
Yeah.
Or could you be talking about a euro being a type of currency? That's why I pronounce them differently. If you want to write euro, write E-U-R-O. If you want to write gyro, do G-Y-R-O. There we go. Renix Zoo says, yes, a gyro is basically a Greek doner kebab. Well, I don't... Doner kebab. Doner kebab? I don't know. But now that you say that, it brings me back to the old RuneScape days, and there was a random event that would pop up, and if you talked to him, he would give you a beer and a kebab. And when I picture kebab, I think a stick with meat and vegetables on it. But the kebabs in the game were like a shell with something green inside. So I'm guessing that's what your doner kebab is. Starting Gamer says, I'm playing KCD for the first time in a while. I have the decorated German helmet. I was attacked by humans, and I am basically naked and afraid. That'll happen to you. Now, is this the right dovecot? That's what we'll have to find out. The kebab sounds great, but I will keep the money check. This is probably just the dirty laundry one. Baron's Cup and Groschen. Did I get the right one on the first try?
That Kunesh wasn't lying.
What are the odds?
It belongs to Baron. And he's still alive. I saw him in Ratai among the refugees, wearing red as always. Now what?
Well, I'm gonna go give Baron his stuff. Redneck Zoo says, in America, a kebab is skewered meat and veggies. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when someone says a kebab like a euro, or a gyro, sorry, I pronounced it wrong once, a gyro, I'm confused. But if you say kebab and you mean pork, beef, chicken, shrimp, onions, and peppers on and pineapple on a stick, I'm there. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure I would enjoy the one. If it's like a gyro, I'm sure I would enjoy the other one. I think shawarma is basically the same thing, but instead of lamb, I think it's goat. And falafel is... it's not meat, it's like chickpeas. In like a somewhat crunchy bowl. Doner kebab is Indian. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, no, an American kebab is a stick with a bunch of meat and vegetables on it. And we slap them on the grill. In my opinion, they're probably more work than they're worth, because you could easily just put all the vegetables and meat into like a frying pan and saute it like that, and then just eat it with a fork. I feel like it would take less time to cook it and less time to eat it. But taste at least as good, possibly better. So like, that's my opinion of kebabs. I'll eat them if someone else is cooking them, but I very rarely cook them myself because there's more effective ways to eat the food, in my opinion. There we go. Pita bread, lamb, chicken greens, and hot sauce. That's the doner kebab. Pita bread, lamb. So you have lamb and chicken, and then you've got greens and hot sauce. Okay, so it's different. It would be spicier, because a gyro isn't spicy. Like I said, the tzatziki sauce is just a slightly sweet cucumber sauce. So, it's different. Jonas Goldendick says, yes, but what about a cheese curd kebab? I do enjoy cheese curds. Jonas Goldendick, are you referencing the fact that I'm from Wisconsin and just assuming that I would eat all sorts of cheese? Because you're right. I will eat any kind of cheese. I love cheese. The only kind that I didn't enjoy is from Unda. Yeah. Oh, that's it. That's it right there. That's what gets him canceled. Estonian gamer died. What, was your decorated German bassinet not enough to keep you safe? Lexi1397 says, I think kebabs are too much work. I'll take a burger. That plays into my uncle's philosophy that I quite agree with. Any type of meat tastes better if you grind it up and make a burger out of it. I agree. It is the superior way to eat it. There's not a cut of steak in the world that is better as a steak. If you take the most delicious Wagyu, I don't know what, porterhouse cut? I don't know what's considered to be the best steak. Ribeye. You take the most deliciously marbled Wagyu one and you grind that up into a burger. I think it'll still be better as a burger. Oh man, Lexi1397 yelled at me for my cheese joke. We'll take this road down to and through Ledechko. Cheese curd burger, I love those. Honestly, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll eat a cheese curd burger, no problem. But there's better ways to eat burgers. Usually when I try cheese curd burgers, it's like a huge, thick slab of cheese curd on it. And you gotta remember, most people who make cheese curds don't make them out of good cheese. They use like Colby or some crap like that. So it's like chewy and flavorless. And making sure that I can't taste the meat on a burger by covering it in a half pound of Colby is not a good way to have a burger, in my opinion. If you're gonna put cheese on a burger, you're gonna use something good like Gouda or Munster or pepper jack or sharp cheddar or something like that, where it's got a lot of the cheese itself has body to it. Ooh, blue cheese. Blue cheese on a burger is good. Lexi1397 says, yes, but Milwaukee Burger Company has a burger like that, and it's amazing. I like Milwaukee Burger Company's burgers, on the whole. Like, I obviously haven't tried every single one they have, and if you put barbecue sauce on a burger, you lose me entirely. But I still think that if I go there, I'm not going to order a cheese curd burger, I'm going to order something else. And the last time I actually went to... I almost said Burger King, yuck. The last time I went to Milwaukee Burger Company, the one I got was wrong. I got one that wasn't supposed to have Milwaukee Burger Company sauce on it, because the Milwaukee Burger Company sauce is disgusting. I hate it. It's terrible on everything. But the one I got was supposed to be some sort of an alehouse burger. It had a pretzel bun, supposed to have like a ale mustard and caramelized Pabst onions on it, which is delicious. That's a good combination there. But it came with the Milwaukee Burger Company burger sauce on it, and I didn't really notice until I was halfway done eating it. But the whole time I was thinking, God, this burger is terrible. But yeah. They say. Michael Halliburton says, I do love my burgers, but I gotta go with steak. When I was younger, like a teenager, I used to be all about steak. No matter where I went, I would get steak, and I'd be like, steak, medium rare, you know, cover it in onions, and that was the thing that I wanted to eat. Now when I go out to eat, if I want red meat, I want a burger, but most of the time I don't want red meat. Most of the time I want seafood. So, or at least lake fish. So yeah, I've definitely changed with age there. Trying to read these things. I think it's called the Cheese Bomb. No, the Cheese Bomb burger at Milwaukee Burger Company was much better. It was a giant bacon cheeseburger with, you know, all the fixins on it. And then you had a cup of melted pepper jack cheese that you poured on top. And that's why it was called a Cheese Bomb. And then you ate it with a knife and fork. That burger was delicious, and they don't have it anymore. Tostadora says, great game, but where the F are the crossbows? I know. Crossbows should exist in this game. In fact, primitive firearms existed at this time, and were used in the Hussite Wars, so it would have been really cool to... Oh, is that Baron right there? Shut up, guard. Yeah, at least I own a horse. Peasant. No, that's Pikmin. Now we just have to find Baron. Look, a priest. There's Cornelius. Got this Yutz. I can yell at him.
That treasure of yours.
Did you find it?
There was a time when in a store the Russian cheese and the cheese would buy this cheese and help Ukraine sing "We're Next to Each Other" song. That's a confusing statement.
Well, fine.
Didn't it have pepper jack cheese curd on it? It might have had a pepper jack cheese curd on it. I don't remember for sure. But like I said, I remember that you dumped molten pepper jack cheese on it. Is that Baron? It is.
God save.
Definitely not a stunning gamer says, and the buy this cheese and help Ukraine cheese was €2 more expensive. Oh, so it's like a patriotism thing?
Belongs to you. I found it in Skalitz.
What do you mean?
That's it.
By all the saints, thank you. You don't even know how much you helped us. And if you know my wife, then you'll know you just saved my life.
You're welcome.
What does he say?
I don't know what to say. Here, take this.
Yeah, Dr. Zouden says kebab is pork, lamb, chicken, turkey sandwich, or wrap, and they get a little spicy. I'm sure I would try it, you know. Speaking of trying things that were delicious, I ended up trying last time I went over to western Wisconsin. I don't want to say the town because I don't like giving out too much personal information about myself. But anyway, I was over in western Wisconsin for a thing, and we stayed at a hotel that had a pretty nice restaurant in it, which I always like doing so that way I can eat and drink and then just stumble back to my room. Don't have to worry about driving. So I always like to look for hotels with good restaurants in them. And anyway, we were eating at this one, and I had just watched a YouTube video explaining the phenomenon of Cuban sandwiches. And so I desperately wanted to try a Cuban sandwich, and I get there, and they've got one on the menu. I was like, all right, that's fate. I'm going to try it. And it was, first of all, it was a nice big sandwich, and it was stupid good. It was so good. It was like, because a Cuban sandwich is honey ham, slow roasted garlic pork, and then like, I don't know, pickles, Dijon mustard, and it might be on ciabatta, and then they smash it and fry it. And it was just stupid good. Oh man, delicious. I need to take a nap though, because my guy is falling asleep. All right. Redneck Zoo says, there is only one place to eat in my town, and they once forgot to put a patty on my burger after they already gave me the wrong order. I absolutely hate that. So what you're suffering from is, it's not just like, oh, it sucks that there's only one restaurant, and it's bad. It's bad because there's only one. You know? I've run into that way too many times with small towns. You'll have one place to eat, and it'll be mediocre at best, but they're constantly, like, they'll constantly have terrible service and screw up your order, and the food will be, like I said, mediocre at best. So, like, I hate that. It's one of my absolute... Let's drop. Well, you know what? I can I put the hare meat in here? I cannot, but I can put the wine in here. Let's put all this water and wine in here. We're gonna turn the soup into some, turn the stew into some soup. Why is it so hard for me to say that? Holy crap. We'll just drop the hare meat on the ground. Or you know what? I could have cooked that and ate it. I'm gonna do that. Because there's a fire here so I can cook. There we go. Now let's eat our food. Eat and eat. There we go. Nourishment's a little bit higher. Alright, I'm missing a lot of chats. Estonian Gamer says, there is an Easter egg in the game referencing a hand cannon. Michael Halburn says, what do you drink, sir? Ooh, all sorts of stuff. For many, many years now, I've been kind of done with all types of whiskey, but I still enjoy a good single malt scotch if it's high quality enough, but I can't stand bourbon anymore, or most other types of just whiskey in general, excluding every once in a while I'll drink rye. But outside of that, I've been drinking blue agave tequila for a long time because I love it. I'll drink white rum, especially in cocktails, because it's just a good cocktail mixer. And recently I've gotten into botanical gins. I really enjoy them. But anyway, my two favorite types of alcohol are Latza and Free. Blair Ashby says, I love the ending, but I thought that Runt being our brother was stupid. Runt being our brother. Okay. Definitely not a stunning gamer says, there's only one fast food restaurant in my town that's horrible. Fast food is all terrible. Only one person working there. That can suck. Dr. Zadin says, I cannot wait to come home to the United States. I'll be home permanently before Christmas, less than 53 days. Awesome. That'll be a great time. It's always good to come home. I say my sister, she's going to be on leave in a couple weeks here. She's going to be here for like just before Thanksgiving to like halfway through December on leave. I think she's actually on her last year too, so she'll be out soon too. It's always great not having to be on your military base, being able to be back at home where things are better and you can do what you want. So, congratulations, Dr. Zouden. A Stunning Gamer says, I wanted to order once, and he was just on the phone, just chatting while I was waiting there. Hate that. Redneck Zoo says, that and the fact that it is not so much a place to eat, and more so just a place to drink. Well, that's always annoying. I don't mind if a restaurant has a bar in it, but I hate eating in bars most of the time. Because it's more annoying. If I go to a bar, quote unquote, I'm going there to eat. I might get a drink while I'm eating, but I want to eat something. That's why I went there. And so I hate the dynamic when you go in there and all of the annoying, obnoxious drunks are like mad at you for wanting to eat something. It drives me nuts. Lexi1397 says, the stoop into Stmoo. Dead Not Alive says, have you ever heard of Valdez? They make a lot of food from fish straight from the ocean. If we're talking about like Exxon Valdez, maybe, but no. Dead Not Alive says, but burgers are like $25. Yeah, that's a little steep. Michael Halberton says, whiskey is nice, rum also. Estonian Gamer says, pizza restaurant. Renix Zoo says, I've been watching a lot of whiskey content on YouTube as of late. Becoming a aficionado of whiskey, have you been? Dr. Zouden says, leave, branch and rank of your sister. My sister is in the Navy, and her rank is some sort of, I don't know, chief petty officer. The Navy ranks always confuse me, so it's always hard for me to keep them straight. They're not nearly as straightforward as, I mean, Army and Marines are just mostly identical. Obviously, your sergeants are going to have different titles, but still, they're pretty recognizable. I think she's a E6, whatever that is in the Navy. Or maybe she's only an E5, I can't remember. But I feel like she might be an E6. So, yeah, in the Navy. Dead Not Alive says, yes, it's where the Exxon Valdez incident happened. I figured that might be what you were talking about. Renex Zoo says, for legal purposes that I cannot say, but yes. Alright. I did the thing for Baron and I slept. Oh, I came back up here. I didn't want to come up here. I wanted to go do Chumps on the river. I get you, Redneck Zeus. Don't be hasty. Michael Halburn says, you should really learn her rank, sir. Trust me, in the dynamic it's not important. A, I'm not in the Navy, so it doesn't matter to me for that reason. And B, I don't think it matters very much to her either. She just, you know, the part of her rank that matters to her is how much she gets paid, I'm sure. So, Dr. Zouden says, awesome, Army Staff Sergeant, been in Germany 3 years, cannot wait to leave. I am way too much of an American to live abroad like this. That's the thing, I like to travel, but I don't like to not be here. So that's every time, like, I like seeing new stuff, and when I say I like to travel, I mean, like, I like going places, I like being there. I don't like the trip from here to there. I hate that part of traveling. The actual traveling part I can't stand. But I like seeing new things, trying new things, eating new foods, all that sort of stuff. But I don't like staying there very long either. I want to do it all kind of quick, and then get home where I prefer to be. So yeah, I get you, Dr. Zouden. I'm happy for you. Glad you be coming home. Staff Sergeant. So, Staff Sergeant, that's E6, isn't it? Redneck Zoo says, there is a distillery near me that I want to tour eventually. I've toured a couple distilleries. They're always usually pretty fun, especially if they give out free samples. Dead Not Alive said, oh my god, my dog just threw up in my bed. One of the fun things about owning dogs, isn't it? Definitely Not a Estonian Gamer says, I'm indeed furious about the fact that I can't find the St. George's sword. It is directly in front of me. So if you come to Ledechko here, up on that hill in the forest, there is a... If I point to it, so... Here is Ledechko. Oops, zoomed in too far. If you go up here, you see this unexplored place here. Somewhere in this region, or in this region, I can't remember, I could go up there and show you. There is a herb garden in there, and you'll find a chest next to a tree with a very hard lock, and if you pick it, St. George's sword is inside. So after I do Chumps on the River, I'll go up there and I'll show you. I also have a bunch of videos doing all the treasure hunts, so if you'd like to do them, those videos, they're geographically sorted, so it's like the easiest way to find all the treasures. They're on my channel. You can find them. I mean, if one of my mods wants to share the link in the chat, they could do that, but... Yeah, there's a newer company in Wisconsin here making apparently a pretty good rye whiskey, but I haven't tried it yet.
What can I do for you? I noticed the targets. Are you an archer by any chance?
I notice you're asking questions. Are you the Inquisition by any chance?
No, I'm Henry.
That was funny. I noticed you ask a question. You wouldn't be the Inquisition. That's funny. Michael Halberton says, I'm sure our biggest export is whiskey, or it used to be. From Scotland? I would hope that it's Scotch, but it could be whiskey. What's the silver sword with the green gem? That's the Magdeburg sword. I just picked up 3 of them in Skalitz when I was killing all the spawns there. Yeah, that's the Magdeburg sword. Also quite good. St. George's sword is just overall stat-wise the best one in the game.
Listen up. Chumps is a game for real archers.
Chumps is a game for real.
Stamina.
Redneck Zeus says Scotch is whiskey. Scotch is a type of whiskey, yes.
Unless you're well.
Just like rye is and bourbon is. Yes, they're all types of whiskey. But
I'll tell you.
you have, over in the UK, your most popular whiskey isn't actually Scotch, it's Irish whiskey.
Run along the bank.
Probably a consumption type thing, why it's the most popular. But Irish whiskey and Scotch are different. Scotch is much better in my opinion. Like I said, single malt Scotch, especially good stuff, is really the only type of whiskey that I care for much anymore. I've got some 12-year Scotch downstairs, in fact.
You out in a proper sweat, and you'll be well pleased to hit just 1 or 2.
Definitely not a Stunning Gamer says I want that. You can also pick up, if you've got all the DLCs installed, the Band of Bastards DLC added a NPC named Sir Anselm of Domkey, west of Sasau, and he has a Magdeburg sword on him. So, you can get it there too.
Absolutely.
Definitely not a Stunning Gamer says, I have the Herod sword. Herod sword has the best slash damage, 75, as opposed to St. George's balanced 72 and 72 for stab and slash. So Herod sword is better for slashing, but not as good as stabbing.
And the second is just going back. So how much will you bet?
It's one of the top 3 best longswords in the game, though. Oh, you know we're wagering 50 groschen.
No half measures. What's there to save for anyway?
What's there to save for anyway?
Now, here are your errands. I'll be with you.
I haven't done Chumps for a while. This will be fun. Gotta hit these logs. Oh, good, I did hit one. I want Magdeburg because it looks good. Yes, Magdeburg sword does look awesome. Alcohol is bad unless it's in pancakes or something. I am not familiar with alcoholic pancakes. Is that a thing? And is it good? You think we're gonna win? I mean, so far we've by far got the most on the logs. We've got 8. The next one has 3, and then we've got one with 0. Gonna have to run forward pretty soon. The Chumps are getting away. Run away! They already moved forward. What a bunch of pinkies. Doozer said he played this a few years ago, started as a drunk thief, became an alcoholic, then went the way of the good knight. Well, of course, that's the natural progression. Dead Not Alive says, yes, it's very good. I have never once heard of alcoholic pancakes. I would try it, though. Because as I always tell people, I'll try anything twice. Man, it's a good thing that I got an early lead, because I am not doing so great now. I'm missing almost all these shots. It's because the Chumps are constantly changing their distance from you, and there's not a great way to gauge it. Irish whiskey is very nice, but my fave is Glenfiddich Scottish whiskey. Ah! Bullet says he saw a recipe for peanut butter and bacon cookies recently. Again, I would try it. That might actually be good. So, again, we've entered into dangerous territory because I have not eaten breakfast this morning. Which is always stupid. I don't know why I do that. I do it so I can get nice and hungry and talk about food during these streams. But, like, I would love some bacon right now. So, we're having a surprise birthday party for my daughters this weekend. because it's right in the middle of 2 of their birthdays already happened, and then 1 is going to be in another week or 2. Me and my wife aimed for consistency. So we can do all 3 of the birthdays at once. And so we're going to have a party. We're going to do mostly like hors d'oeuvres and appetizers and stuff for it. And I was dreaming up ones to do last night. The Stunning Gamer says, we do not talk about the F word. If you mean food, yes we do. Dr. Zadin says, we found a witch. May we burn her? Johanka sweating profusely. Food edging is the best. Deshaun Kelly, I've never heard anyone call it food edging before, but it is definitely what we like to do around here, isn't it? That's great. That is a great term for that. But yeah, so we're going to be doing like hors d'oeuvres and appetizers and stuff like that. And I was thinking in my head, a fun one might be, I'll do some meatballs and I'll put some sort of cheese in the middle. I haven't decided exactly what yet. And then I'll take a strip of bacon and wrap it around there and pin it through with a toothpick. I'll toss those in the oven, broil them up a little bit just to cook the bacon, because the meatballs I plan on cooking first, you know. And just having those little bacon wrapped, cheese stuffed meatballs, I figure that might be a pretty good one. You always have the classic deviled eggs. I don't know about all you guys, but I'm a fan of deviled eggs. I quite enjoy them. So maybe we'll do some of those ham roll ups where you take the pickle and you put some cream cheese around it and then wrap that in ham. That's always a fun appetizer. Dead Not Alive said, imagine snorting bacon grease. That sounds so bad. Doozer says, natural progression is to go straight to your pops. Yeah, that's fair. Dr. Zouden says, prime rib, medium rare. You want me to do prime rib as the hors d'oeuvre for my children's birthday party this weekend? That seems like an interesting choice. Michael Halliburton says, sounds way better than Forever Stew any day. You know what, Michael? You've changed my mind. We're going to do Forever Stew. And when my girls are like, why are we eating Forever Stew for our birthday party? I will be like, because Michael Halliburton on stream made me want to serve this. Well, so we won Chumps on the River. Deshaun Kelly says, those eggs never made it through the cooling stage. That's the thing. You spend all the time and energy making like 3 dozen deviled eggs, and then by the time you get to the party, you've got like 7 of them left. You're like, I don't know what happened. The rest of them didn't make it through the process. Yeah, I get you, Deshaun Kelly. They don't have a long lifespan for sure. Definitely not a studying gamer says Forever Stew for life. He knows. He knows. Michael Halliburton says forever. Hashtag Forever Stew Gang. We should get t-shirts for the channel that say hashtag Forever Stew Gang. That's funny. If I had a P.O. box, I'd tell one of you guys to send me a shirt that says Forever Stew Gang. But the last time I told someone to send me someone, they sent me anthrax. Dead Not Alive says, I strongly dislike eggs. I went through a period in my life where I was sick of eggs. So basically what happened was, it was in high school, I was playing football and working out all the time, and so a cheap, easy source of protein is eggs. And it started out just eating eggs all the time. Fried eggs, poached eggs, hard-boiled eggs, scrambled eggs, whatever. You know, omelets with tons of meat in them because it's just extra protein then. It started out that way, but eventually I was having to eat like 18 eggs a day. And so I just got to the point where I was just drinking them, you know, cracking them into a cup and drinking them raw. And I went on like that for almost 2 years, working out every day, playing football, and eating eggs like they were going out of style. And so after about a year and a half, 2 years of that, I got to a point where I could not stomach eggs anymore. I just hated them so much. And it was a long time before I was able to start liking them again. It got to a point where I could barely stand them. I had to have something else to eat them with. Like, if I was going to eat eggs, I needed enough potatoes or toast or meat or something like that to overpower the eggs. And then it slowly has gotten to a point where now I quite enjoy them again, especially, you know, with other breakfast foods. But yeah, I can get not liking them. In fact, my mom's allergic to eggs. Definitely Not a Estonian Gamer says that he would buy that shirt. Good, so that's a good idea for merch. Just have a pot and a big Forever Stew Gang, right? That's a good merch idea. Michael Halliburton says the shirt will need a picture of a toilet faded in the background. Why? Because the best place to eat forever stew is on the toilet? I think you might be onto something. Look, Wolfram Pruda. Let's see if we can pickpocket him. He normally has dice. And we have to build up our dice collection. Well, we'll take his groschen. Dead Not Alive says crab gang. I'm more of a lobster kind of guy. Lobster, shrimp, scallops, I'm over that all day. Crab is okay. I'm not nuts about it, but it's okay. If you, like, cook it into stuff, especially like a cheesy type thing, then I'll enjoy the crab considerably more, though. Rennick Zeus says, my family is always disgusted when I schlonk a raw egg. Oh yeah, it grossed out my family too when I'd crack like 6 eggs into a glass. The key is don't whip them up. You see someone do that in a movie and you're like, okay, you know they're not actually doing it. Because eggs are gross if you whip them up when they're raw and just drink it like that. Because raw yolk is really, really gross like that. But if you just schlonk it down and swallow the yolk whole without breaking it, it's not nearly as bad. It's still not what you'd call tasty, but it is a very efficient way to cheaply consume protein.
Your plate, Master Bailiff. Is work keeping you busy?
Deshaun Kelly says, brown musical note with a cup of coffee. Oh yeah, remember we were talking about the coffee brown note.
I've been given the task of putting some of the Skalitz refugees to work.
Michael Halliburton says, so cheese with everything, gotcha. Yes, Wisconsin! First of all, we're legally required, it's Wisconsin state law, we are legally required to, in any conversation, we have to plug Wisconsin exports. So we have to plug cheese, we have to plug brats, we have to plug beer, cranberries. We have to push that stuff. By law, it's required, because that's how Wisconsin stays afloat, agriculturally speaking. And so, mind you, my favorite thing to do, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a pretzel bun, a pretzel brat bun. We're going to take our brats, we're going to boil them in beer. Then we're going to broil them a bit to crisp them up. We're going to take the brat, we're going to plop it on there. We're going to pile that with several different types of cheese. We'll get some good in there, some beer cheese. And then we'll take some sauerkraut and some cranberry chutney. That brat right there, cram it down. Maybe if you're feeling fancy, do a little bit of Pabst onions. So you take some onions with some butter and a little bit of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Fry that up. Take them onions, put them on top. Redneck Zeus says, I've seen some people whip them up and mix them with orange juice. I've never tried that. Orange juice gives me really bad heartburn, though, so it's hard for me to believe that I would enjoy that. So how are you going, cheese? Deshaun Kelly says, it's time. Dead Not Alive says, so you're legally forced to worship a beer bottle every Sunday like it's Jesus. No. We are not forced to worship a beer bottle every Sunday like it's Jesus. We actually do that Monday through Friday.
So you can talk to him. And young Alex will know which
Definitely Not a Stoning Gamer says, I just watched Netflix Milk. I've never watched that.
How come that's such a cause for concern?
Yao Victor says, hi from Brazil. Hello, Victor, or Yao. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Yao is how I would guess that's pronounced. Hello from Wisconsin in the United States. It's cool to have someone from Brazil. We've got someone else from Scotland talking to us, someone who's American but currently living in Germany. We, of course, have Estonian Gamer, who is either back in Estonia or Finland. I don't think he ever answered me.
I couldn't get a straightforward answer out of him.
We got our man Zeus, who's from Missouri or Kansas. I don't know why I'm so bad at remembering all the where other people are in the United States, because I'm like, here's Wisconsin, that's where I live, and here's everywhere else. So if I remember someone else, I'm like, oh yes, you're from the rest of the United States. Hello. Ahmad Mostafa says, what's the game? We're playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, my friend. Dead Not Alive says, nice. Definitely Not a Stoning Gamer says, I just got home from work beer. How a Wisconsinner talks. Kansas! Kansas, Kansas, Kansas. I'll just remember that Redneck Zeus is not in Kansas anymore. Deshaun Kelly's a Florida man. You are the Florida man, or you're a Florida man?
Good luck, Ben.
Because that's an important distinction. Yao Victor says, the pronunciation is far from correct. I've started the game and enjoying it a lot. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the game. How should I pronounce it? If you wrote it out phonetically, how would I pronounce it? Because I figured I wasn't correct. But a Estonian Gamer says he is back in Estonia. Good, good, good. Alright, so we're doing the You are a Florida man, not the. Okay, so it would be really cool if you were the. I'd ask for your autograph. Got a beggar. See if I can give him some groschen. Let's see if I drop some groschen if he picks it up. Let's drop, I don't know, 2,500 groschen. Let's see if he... No, the guard's gonna snipe it. Oh, I thought the guard was gonna go snipe it. Oh, look at that. The beggar's gonna pick up our 2,500 groschen. Yeah, shame to leave it lying there. Let's talk to him, see if he says anything. Ah, he doesn't say anything. Victor is correct. Well, I figured I was doing Victor, right? Dead Not Alive says these damn Callies. Did we have anyone from California in here? I don't think we had anyone. Michael Halliburton says, I'm having pizza later, so keeping the cheese industry going. Well, you gotta keep the cheese industry going. Dairy depends on it. People don't drink milk anymore. The only thing keeping like the dairy industry afloat is the fact that everywhere all over the world cheese consumption is going up. Which is good. Cheese is good for you. Alright, we'll wait until the next day. Lexi1397 says Panther is LOL. Yes, but Panther is not here. We got Bullet, who's from Georgia, sweet Georgia. And then we got Dave Zilla, of course, from Texas, but he's not in here today. Kansas. I will remember that, Zeus. I got close that time. My two guesses were Missouri and Kansas. So, I remembered that it was probably Kansas. Deshaun Kelly says, I wish we could give the beggars a coin. I mean, I just gave one of them 2,500. Why are they not here? Maybe I have to wait actually until noon. Definitely Not a Stony Gamer says, I heard American children don't learn cursive in school. I think that was, like, tried for a little bit, where they stopped teaching people cursive, but then stopped immediately, because, I mean, that was well after I went through school, so I know how to write in cursive. It is pronounced like John. Okay. But I think they are teaching cursive in school again. I think they tried it for a little bit, you know, where they weren't teaching any of the children cursive, but I think they are again. I can write in cursive. I'm gonna grab a pen. See? A regular pen writing instrument. That priest sounds upset. Jonas Goldendick says, Scanies with beer is like hobbits with food. What about second breakfast beers or before lunch? Well, we have an expression here up in Wisconsin that's, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. There. Ah! It's blocking out my thing. It's removing it automatically. So I guess I can't show you the cursive writing that I just wrote. So that's unfortunate. What did I miss? Michael Halburton says, you gave away how much? 2,500 groschen. I just dropped it on the ground and they picked it up. Definitely Not a Stony Gamer says, here we learned cursive first. That checks out. Dead Not Alive said, my mom made me do learning packets during summer when I was in elementary school. That's fair. Redneck Zeus says, I learned cursive, but we didn't spend much time on it, so I'm quite bad at writing in cursive. The thing with me in cursive is I never got bad at it because even when we weren't actively using it in school, like in high school, where nobody used cursive, I would still use it to write my notes because I could write like twice as fast in cursive as I could just printing, which I feel like is normal. I feel like most people can do that. Yes, I know I need something to eat. I'm gonna go pay for a bathhouse wench. But yeah, so I always stayed pretty good at using cursive, and obviously got better then. 10 Out of Life says, camera does not compute with fancy writing. Well, you got to remember, whenever they ask you if you're a robot, they always try to trick you with their writing, because robots don't understand it. So the camera clearly just didn't recognize it.
And what it,
We're here to get laid, my good lady.
I'd like
I'm sure.
Hold it out farther. I can't. This isn't an everlasting void behind me. It's like 2 feet. That's all I've got here. Bullet says, I can write in cursive, it just takes me a minute since I haven't done it in years. I think in cursive, so it's easier to write in it for me. Here, cursive is required, says Estonian Gamer. Redneck Zoo says, I can't remember capital letters in cursive. Yeah, a lot of people who write in cursive have trouble remembering the capitals, so they'll write like a regular uppercase printed letter, like a B, and then they'll do the rest in cursive. That's normal. A lot of people are like that. I remember them all just because I've got a weird memory. I remember pretty much everything really, really well from school. But yeah. No, that's normal. A lot of people have trouble remembering the capital letters. And to be fair, a lot of them don't look anything like the printed letters, so it's easy to forget them. Henry Money Mayweather just throwing money away. I like that the peasants will pick up the coins when you drop like 2,500 groschen on the ground. I like that they pick them up, but I wish they'd say something afterwards like, hey, now I don't need to beg anymore because you just gave me 10 years worth of money, you know? And then you see them later walking around town with fancy clothes on. I'm concerned that the people aren't showing up here like they're supposed to. Didn't I start that quest? Aquarius. I totally did. Speak with Alex from Skalitz. Talk to Merchant Hagen. Well, I can do those things. Well, let's get off our horse. What does school teach us we can't teach ourselves? That's Ringlet. Is this Alex? Pickman. Of course it's Pickman. Look, it's Katerina. What does he say? I can remember capital cursive, but I can't find my keys I just set down. Yeah, you remember the important things. Like, who here in the comment section knows what is the powerhouse of the cell?
My humble greetings. How may I serve you?
Alright.
the bailiff sent me. He said you're looking for
Michael Halberton says they can't thank you because they're busy sniggering. Yeah.
But I've said all that to our esteemed bailiff.
Well, I offered the bailiff my help because I know the Skalitz.
Hey, Jonas Golden Dick knows. Mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell.
Do you have any particular requirements for the new cook?
Bullet knew it too, mitochondria.
Can't teach
Stunning Gamer says, WTF is that?
But the bailiff
So, apparently, we all know what the powerhouse of the cell, but Estonian Gamer does not.
looking after the house when I'm away on business.
young.
Redneck Zoo says, I write my signature all the time, just when I don't know what to do with my hands, I cursive my name in the air. Yeah.
I understand. Sorry.
Estonian Gamer says, I haven't learned that yet. To be fair, yeah. I don't remember how old you are, Estonian Gamer, so it's entirely possible that,
I also heard there is.
I forgot I had to talk to this guy first.
Yes, yes. I'm surprised.
You may not have learned that yet.
It will certainly benefit the cell.
Ugh. Dr. Zadin says, if it was still in circulation, how much would a groschen be worth in US dollars in today? They're a silver coin, probably very similar to other medieval silver pennies.
Also heard that you
So,
want us to carry,
$20 or $30,
It's not the
depending on the weight. Because if it's an ounce of silver, which it's probably not, so we're probably dealing with a half an ounce or less of silver in a groschen.
need to know.
enough.
So $10 if it's a half an ounce of silver, a half ounce silver coin. We'll call that $10 to $15 in modern US dollars. Whew, excuse me. Lexi1397 says, I usually do that because I don't like the cursive capital letters. You do the printed one? You'll do a regular B and then a cursive UTT, little lowercase STUFF, That's what you do? Because I agree. So Doctor's out, and I would say if it was still in circulation, a groschen would be, like I said, I'm not doing monetary, I'm doing material value. So material value of $10 to $15 a piece. Monetary, I have no idea. Inflation between the 1400s and now would be ridiculous. So It's hard to do that one. What do we got? Michael Halliburton says, so it's Robin Hood, kill the rich with a bow and then give it to the poor? Kinda. I did a video on my Parry This channel explaining the actual historical context of Robin Hood. So if you're ever interested in wanting to learn more about him, it was very comprehensive. Dead Not Alive said, I heard on the radio people that play video games have quicker responses and more brain power, so I guess they are good after all. That is true. Girls Online has free girls in my city, which is nice. I don't like paying for them, so it's good that they're free. Lexi1397 says, apparently there are free girls in my city. Stony Gamer says, I have 4 old medieval coins. I don't have any old medieval coins living in the United States, but I do have some Clovis points and old arrowheads. So that's cool.
How does life in Rattay suit you?
It'd be fine if we didn't have
The Sean Kelly says, I thought they were in my city. It's possible that they're in both.
the bailiff is always on our backs.
Dr. Zodin says, inflation, let's go Brandon, need Orange Man back, and a great sweep in the midterms, Orange Man.
Did you find out what actually happened?
What do I know?
Nothing, probably. I'm gonna go away now. Girls are free in 2022. In my city, they are. I don't know if they're free in your city. Wasn't that Agnes? I gotta pay attention to the quests. Talk to the people that are interested. Oh, I still didn't speak with Alex from Skalitz. I'll find him. Vincent. I know a good bit about him, but always good to learn more. Preach, says Mr. Man 7803. Where do we find Alex? Beggar, Ringlet. This is going to be Vincent. Pickman, dang. That's Kunish. We know who that is. Is this Alex over here? Baron, dang. Some lovely filth over here, Dennis. Didn't show up in the chat. Typical. Oh, really? What I said didn't... You're saying it censored out Let's Go Brandon? Really? So YouTube is censoring that out. Alright. Yeah, because I can see it in my streaming software. Because anything that gets typed, no matter how terrible, will show up here. But YouTube censors out all sorts of stuff, apparently. But Lexi1397, are you saying that the Let's Go Brandon comment didn't show up in the chat? Because that's funny. Oh, the girls didn't show up? Steven? Where the heck is Alex? I hate that it's so hard to find people. All the beggars. Dr. Zodin says, but my name is Brandon. Too bad, it's offensive now. You can't say it. What do we got here? Wolfram? Yeah, Wolfram Pruda. Got our man just walking down the street, being a lord. Got random guard. Definitely not a Estonian gamer. What would be wrong with saying rooster? I don't get it. Why would that get censored? Even if you said giant throbbing rooster?
Hey, what are you playing at?
My plan is to pick your pocket, hired hand. You said something about girls that I couldn't see. Yeah, it said free girls in your area. It was #1 sexy time. This guy didn't have any dice. Hey, look at that. Tinder Hot XYZ, best adult dating site. They're really active today.
Here you are.
Rock, Cornelius. Never gonna find Alex, though. Tanda. Baron's wife. Dr. Zodin says, I love it. Everyone is cheering me on at sports ball events. Yeah, they really do care about you. 18 naked cowboys in the showers. Oh boy, I'm not reading that. As long as you don't choke the throbbing rooster, it's all good. Yeah, you can't choke the throbbing rooster. Lexi1397 says a lot of different ones. Oh yeah, the sex bots are being very, very diverse today. I guess you could say diversity is our strength. Yeah, Lexi1397, I was reading a comment that Estonian Gamer wrote, but then I thought better of reading the whole thing as I got a couple words into it. Can I pickpocket this guy? No. I haven't found Alex yet, so that's annoying. I feel like I've went to every single beggar in town. That one's just named Beggar. Yes, Dr. Zowden. He was describing Ram Ranch. I had to look that up because someone commented on one of my Red Dead videos. They commented, "I'm not going to take advice from someone who drives up like or who dresses up like an extra from Ram Ranch." And I was like, "What, pray tell, is Ram Ranch?" And so I looked it up and I was like, "Nice." Now I've got that in my head. Oh, it's a song? The thing I found, I thought it was a movie. What do we got here? Townsman and Townsman. Those guys aren't who I'm looking for. Anyone know where Alex likes to hang out? Because I feel like I have to check the back street on this other side now, but my guy's low on stamina and it's annoying. Said every girl ever, right? Am I right, ladies? Nah, I'm just kidding. Girls don't watch my channel. Nose got really itchy all of a sudden. Can I go through that door? I always forget that there's a door on this side of Frate. Oh! Will that be Alex? Yeah, look at that! Oh yeah, that's right. I guess my mods are both girls. That checks out. Karina Smirnoff and Lexi1397, my 2 channel mods, are both females. Ah, it slipped my mind. Look, it's #1 sexy time again. Tinder Hot XYZ, best adult dating site. Are you not dropping the ban hammer on them, Lexi1397?
But having a job can save someone's life.
Water carrying maybe. But if they have to do a job that's not fit for a decent person, only for the knacker or the executioner's servant?
So you think there's no point in it? That it's better to beg than have a job, even if it is boring shit?
You forget that that's a job for the knacker's hired hand, not for displaced people. When we return to Skalitz, they'll never be able to rid themselves of the stink.
Don't worry, you'll never return to Skalitz.
So, do you know who's most...
You can't ban them, you can only hide them? Well, I mean, that's just as good as... Shadow banning is just as good.
Who should I talk to? Where will I find them?
I'll talk to them myself and send them to meet you in front of the Rathaus, so they'll all be in one place. It'll take me a while, though.
Dr. Zowden celebrates 8 months of membership?
You know of a good cook who's looking for work?
Well, there's that.
Congratulations, Dr. Zowden. 8 months. You're going to be... I think the highest loyalty badge thing is a year, so you're almost there.
I believe she's cooking for the local parish priest. And
Which reminds me, if anyone else wants to get a cool little name next to your badge when you're chatting in the live streams or commenting on videos or whatever, you can do that by becoming a channel member. There's also other perks on there, probably. But yeah, for as little as $1.99 a month, you can become a channel member and get a cool little icon next to your name that shows that you're a channel member. And I can't really think of anything else more valuable than that, so, you know, check out that join button. Now we'll just wait until noon tomorrow. Or, wait, maybe we can go talk to Agnes now. Because we did talk to Alex. I think we have to lie to her and tell her something about the Skalitz priest not liking her anymore or something. Townswoman, townswoman, townswoman. Of course. But we'll go sleep up in the choir loft. Michael Halberton says, I'm here because I thought you were Jim Gaffigan. I am Jim Gaffigan. And also Jim Henson. Also a little bit of Jordan Peterson, some Ray Romano, Kermit the Frog. It's all here. Definitely not a Estonian gamer says, and you give monies to Nico. That's true. That is the other perk. You get a little icon next to your name, and you give me money. Those are the two selling points. Lexi1397 said, I'm having a brain aneurysm. What did you say about the membership thing? I said, if you want to become a channel member, one of the cool little perks that you've got, which Dr. Zowden has, is that you get a little icon next to your name in the chat, and it gets fancier with, you know, the longer you have it. There's all, like I said, there's other perks and stuff in there listed on there. I don't remember what they all are. I very rarely talk about it, so it's hard for me to remember what all the stuff is.
So it seems.
The Stony Gamer says, nothing like giving fat stacks of cash money to random men. That's true. There is nothing quite like it.
Well,
Bullet 315 says, random thought, what happened to October? It's already the 27th. You're not wrong, Bullet. It does kind of seem like October flew by at warp 9. You know?
Why not?
because I'm still Father Francis's housekeeper.
But I heard he fled and isn't coming back.
Don't
Oh, I said you get a fancy name next to your name? No, a little icon. A little logo thingy you get next to your name.
Father Francis no longer needs a housekeeper.
What? Don't tell me he's found a new one.
Crap, I can't remember what I'm supposed to say. I shouldn't talk about it, or he died. I'm gonna do it.
I probably shouldn't tell you. I'm afraid that's just how it is.
But that's not like him. Somebody must have been putting ideas into his head.
Augustus says, soon enough we'll be in 2023 without even realizing it. That's true.
No. Then where is he? And why does he have a new housekeeper there?
They're sending him away, somewhere to South Bohemia. I was told they've arranged all the help he needs there already.
Brain smooth like potato. And it snows 3 times already. Yeah, it did already snow 3 times in October. It's been cold so far in Wisconsin. We're supposed to have a nice weekend this weekend, but it has been cold.
I'm sure he'll be well taken care of. What about you? You could have a good life as Hagen's housekeeper.
Very well. I'll go and work for him then. Good luck.
We did it! We got Agnes! She's the housekeeper, and all we had to do was make up some stuff about the guy she used to serve. What do we got here? Beggar? It's probably the guy I just gave, you know, $20,000. I don't know how much I gave him. Alrighty. Let's see. Cornelius. Let's get you to carry some shit.
You're interested in carrying water?
I am.
I agree. What? What?
We're gonna skip through all these things because I don't want to listen to them. And I think I remember him being one that is willing to carry shit.
That's enough for now.
So, alright, we're gonna have Cornelius carrying shit. We got Rock, we got Antonia, we got Pikmin, we got Tanda, and we got, what, Vincent? Yeah, I think this guy was the wiener. Lexi said, it got down to the 30s 3 weeks ago, and this week we're back to the 50s and 60s. Bullet 350 says it barely gotten below 60 here in Georgia. Yeah, but that's Georgia. That kind of makes sense. Someone said something about vote. Midterms, baby. Love it. 2 weeks away. Make sure you vote. Well, of course. I always vote. Definitely not a Stony Gamer says, you're the best, giving fat stacks of cash money to random men. Well, of course. All right. Rock. I remember... Well, we'll talk to Pikmin. Carrying water.
About the water carry.
I can hold water all day long.
You want the job?
I do.
So tell me.
I was a miner.
Quite the fact.
I like them all.
Pikmin.
Actually,
Is that German?
no. It's
Digging with a pick. That's funny.
Right.
Alright.
So you're keen on carrying water?
He wants to carry water.
keen on it.
And you had another job
No.
besides water?
What? That'd be no. It's not a thing I.
So we'll have Pikmin and Cornelius carrying water.
What can I tell?
What happened with
That heat.
well,
Fair enough. No.
treasure? Never heard.
Queen of Sheba. Oh, yeah, he starts the Queen of Sheba sword. Yeah.
We'll shake.
Agreed. Goodbye.
Alright, so Pikmin and Cornelius will be our shit carriers. Tonda, he'll carry water.
How's it going?
You're here about.
And he'll offer to teach me how to punch or something.
Are you? And get. What? What we? What?
Hey, Council of the Rings dropped in. saying hi. What's going on? Well, we're playing Kingdom Deliverance. I'm just quickly going through this dialogue-heavy quest so we can get our well, get this quest done. Rock.
God be with. You're one of
Everyone see Council of the Rings popping in? One of my favorite Lord of the Rings lore channels.
Well, good.
So he'd be willing to carry shit too. There we go.
What would you good? Sure. That's enough for now.
So we could have him carry shit too. So Rock and Cornelius. Steve and I remember being whiny and I didn't much care for him. Anyway, I'm going to check my chat because I feel like I probably missed some stuff. Lexi says Council of the Rings. Yep. Dr. Zowden says Cornelius needs to run your shop at Privets. Yeah, but he can do that after we do this. Even if he's employed carrying it, when we employ him to run the shop, he'll come. He leaves for it. Council of the Rings says hello there. I feel honored. Yes. Anybody that wants to watch any lore videos, if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, he creates great stuff over there. So Council of the Rings in the chat. If you want to see some Lord of the Rings themed content, if you're a fan, I think he makes really good stuff. Lexi1397 says, so have you seen the Rings of Power? If so, what do you think of it? Council of the Rings says, God, sadly I have. I've reviewed the entire thing. Yes, he also has reviewed the first season of Council of the Ring episode by episode. So if you want to watch a decent analysis of each episode from a pretty non-biased perspective, it's not like railing on either way or shilling. I think that the ones on his channel are very, very good.
Are you here on a...
Let's skip through all these.
What happened? That's enough. Take care.
Now we gotta go talk to Antonia, because I remember she's got a sob story.
But look. What?
There we go. Alright, so Cornelius for sure, and I think the Rock will get for carrying the shite. Bailiff, come here. There we go.
Good day.
I know everything.
Splendid.
Alright.
So,
Just
Crap. I didn't pay attention. I don't know what I was supposed to be naming him for. Council of the Ring says, thanks. Still much to cover, but the next big thing will be my own take on the Second Age show. It's quite exciting. I get to share some of my own writing while also playing around with Tolkien's lore. Yes, I remember seeing a community post on your channel that you're going to go through and like do it episode by episode, or how you would have done it, or are you just going to do the one episode showing kind of what you would have done for the show? Well, we'll do Rock, because he could do either.
better known as
Peter, Rock.
Oh, okay, so I do it like this. So, emptying latrines.
Good.
Alright, we'll do Cornelius for the same thing.
carrying.
Good.
Then we'll do Tanda the Winch,
The win.
carrying water.
So we have
Vincent.
Vincent. Never heard of him.
No, I didn't want to give him one. We wanted to do Pikmin.
Vassil.
Pickman.
No,
We'll,
Well,
we'll have him doing water.
to carry water.
so we have
We'll do Antonia.
what?
Yeah,
I did.
she can handle.
Let's hope.
Carrying water.
So we have.
That's it.
Good.
Decided about the cook.
Tell me who.
Agnes.
Glad to hear it.
There we go. Did we do the whole thing? I feel like we did the whole thing. Woo! Got through it. That mission can be kind of a pain in the butt if you don't just get it out of the way. Council of the Ring says, yeah, 100 videos. I'm not even kidding. 100 videos? That's a bit much. I mean, it's good for content. And there's more than enough material in Tolkien's lore to cover that easily, I'd say. Alright, we'll wait until tomorrow so we can talk to all of the people that we got jobs. We just got all these people employed. You think they'd be grateful and give us some stuff. Yeah, 100 videos that's quite a bit. More effort than Amazon put into the show. Oh yeah. I know everyone in the chat's probably not a Lord of the Rings fan, but I am, so it's easy to get me excited. Hey, mods! We got another sex bot in the chat. You want to drop the banhammer again? Ooh, apparently I'm tired and hungry. Oh boy. Oh boy, we're getting drowsy. Let's ride down to the mill. Or we could just go get a wench again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, am I right? Hey, look at that. We had one of our guys carrying water. Council of the Rings says, yep, 5 seasons with 10 episodes plus a lore breakdown for each episode. The lore breakdown is twice as long. That makes sense. That'll be a lot of work. Sounds intense. I'm currently involved in the Skyros project. It's the Skyrim Total Conversion mod, or Westeros Total Conversion mod for Skyrim. And I'm a quest writer on there. And
God save.
It definitely gets a bit intense.
I'm sure. God be with you.
You know, real long stuff. Michael Halliburton says, Robin Hood doesn't give to get, sir. What? That was confusing. Lexi1397 says, more like the hide hammer, lol. What the hell am I missing? Oh, I get it. Because it's not the band hammer, you get to hide them. I don't know why that confused me so much. Jonas Goldendick says, as a kid, my friend's dad made us wooden swords out of the scrap bin, and we would kill pretend orcs for hours. So you are a Lord of the Rings fan. Yes, I had a quite fancy childhood in regards to Lord of the Rings. My cousin had some machetes, like real-life machetes, that we would run around on my dad's land, chopping trees and pretending they were Uruk-hai and all sorts of stuff like that for a long time, reenacting scenes from the shows. I loved doing that as a kid. Lexi1397 says, that's awesome, Nico. You write too? Yes, I do write. I'm working on a novel or like a fiction book. I shouldn't call it a novel because that sounds pretentious. But a fiction story for quite some time. I'm about halfway done with it. But every time I go to write some more, I end up rewriting old stuff. So the process takes a long time. Yes, I do that. I've written quite a few short stories. I've sold quite a few contract work writing to different game companies and stuff. And then, yes, I'm currently on the writing team for the Game of Thrones conversion mod for Skyrim.
So,
yeah.
how are you doing?
Council of the Ring says, yes, next 2 years, I guess. Cool. Are you planning to play Lord of the Rings Conquest Reimagined Saturday? First version comes out?
Worry about it.
Perhaps. I'll have to look it up. Because Conquest. Was Conquest the one that was like Battlefront? I wasn't listening to this guy. What did he say? I should have been listening to him. Anyway, Dr. Zadin says, with the kind of content you make, I figure well over 98% of your audience are Lord of the Rings fans. I would hope so, because I love Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it would make sense that the people following me that like the same stuff I like would also like it. Let's see how she's doing.
God save. What can I do for you?
How's your husband doing? Any better?
His suffering is over. He's with God now.
He died.
And I am left alone.
Terribly sorry I couldn't do.
Big oof.
I suppose it wasn't God's will. God be with you.
Alright. I can see she's a little upset. I'll give her some space. Let's see if any of the other people. Pikmin, Rock, and Tonda the Winch. They gotta teach me or give me stuff. Looks beautiful, and it's a free remake. Yeah, I will definitely have to look into it then, because if I played it much at all back when it came out, it wasn't a lot. So it'll be mostly new to me. Plus, a free HD remake seems fun to play. Deshaun Kelly says, poor NPC. Yeah, real sad. Michael Halliburton says, I got real replica of Eric sword on my wall. I don't have a single one. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 swords over on my wall over there. One of them is a wall hanger replica of Maximus's Gladius, which is actually more like a Spatha from because it's longer and thinner. But anyway, from Gladiator. That's just a piece of junk I bought for a Halloween costume once. My plan is to actually bust the handle off, make a new wooden handle for it, cut the blade down to size and sharpen it, and make myself a real Gladius out of it. I just haven't ever gotten around to it. And then I've got a wall hanger that looks kind of like Excalibur, like a Hollywood Excalibur type thing that my wife got me for Christmas. And then I've got 3 battle-ready swords and a battle-ready axe. There's Tanda. But I don't have any Lord of the Rings replica swords, even though I would love some.
How does life...
Let's skip through these.
How are you holding up?
Oh, that's funny. Console of the Ring says it only includes the Battle of Helm's Deep with elves, the Rohirrim and Uruk-hai. Okay, so maybe I have seen that trailer then. I think I saw a video for that game. If it's just Helm's Deep, then now that is reminding me of something. So yeah, I think it did look really good too. Dr. Zodden says, "How's the novel coming, Brian?" Got some complex characters, some friends become enemies, enemies become friends. Console of the Ring says they fixed/changed some stuff most people disliked, like OP Assassins and the Mage. Yes, I remember the original game mostly flopping because people wanted Star Wars Battlefront. They wanted that, but Lord of the Rings. But then when the game came out, it wasn't that. And so I feel like that's why the game didn't become, like, the biggest thing ever. So it's good that they're fixing the problems it has. Jonas Goldendick says, I'm working on my smithing skills to make a copy of Anduril and Sting. I watched a cool video of some blacksmith on YouTube, I can't remember what channel it was, but where they made a really, really high-quality, battle-ready version of Anduril, and that was really cool.
Some new kind of game?
I want to pickpocket this guy, see if I can get his cool dice.
Well, I never.
Have you never? I do this all the time. Ooh, this guy's got a lot of stuff on him. Sausages, beer, drinking water. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to pickpocket him twice. Dr. Zodden says, Deo's fault. Her husband didn't take Jerusalem. That is true. If that was his mission, he failed. Council of Ring says, yeah, the gameplay was a bit weak. That's by... Ooh, look at that. I am getting his dice now. Nice. Haha. Now we just gotta find the rest of our people. You're not a water carrier. Who's this guy, the Vagabond? Vagabond. Is this the Rock? Pikmin. He can give us something. And also with you.
How are you holding up?
Karina Smirnoff says, I fell asleep for a little bit. I was so tired. Yeah, it had been a while since I'd seen you. Estonian Gamer says, me mom wants a battle-ready katana. That's interesting. Estonian Gamer says, I want something like a Magdeburg sword. Yeah, I'd much rather have a European-style longsword. I'm not a weeb. I can't get into that mindset. So yeah, I'd much rather have it too. Council of the Ring says, are you planning to do some Mountain Blade Bannerlord stuff? Full release came out a couple days ago. Yeah, I was just playing it again yesterday. I played it a lot back when it first released in early access, and yes, I'm probably going to end up doing some more content for Bannerlord, especially as the total conversion mods start to come out, because I love Mountain Blade. And some of the total conversion mods look really good. Including yours, Council of the Rings. Aren't you on the team working on the Kingdoms of Arda mod for Bannerlord? Now that I think of it. Dr. Zodden says, in Gladiator, when they are fighting Scipio Africana, the Gladius Maximus is holding with the yellow hilt was a very long sword with a very short hilt. Yeah, that... Oh, Scipio. Yeah, you're talking about... when he's actually a gladiator, when they're reenacting the battle. I thought you were talking about the Germanic battle at the beginning, the one in the Teutoburg Forest, I believe. Because that's the sword I have. I have his actual sword from when he was commander of the Felix Legions and the armies in the north, servant to the true emperor Marcus Aurelius, husband to a murdered wife, father to a murdered son, and he will have his vengeance in this life or the next. Yeah, that's the one I have. Not the one from the fight against Scipio. What do we have here? Is this another one? Is this Rock? Hey, Rock, the man. I'm great. How are you? Michael Halliburton says, Battle for Middle-earth 1 and 2 are great games. Age of the Ring is also great. Yes. Battle for Middle-earth games were phenomenal. I think those ones are also being remade. If you like real-time strategy games, you'd like them. That's what I always tell people. They ask me what they're like, I'm like, do you like real-time strategy games? And if they say no, then I'm like, well, then you won't like them. My mom likes the Japanese culture. She is no weeb. I am offended. I'm sorry. That's my general joke. Whenever someone mentions anything somewhat Japanese, I always pull out the weeb card and slap it down. I don't actually think your mother's a weeb. If I were going to buy any type of katana, it would certainly be battle ready, though. Council of the Ring says, I must admit I've been inactive for some months, haha. Well, that mods, like I said, I'm a writer for a large mod project. It can be really easy to go inactive on a mod. So basically, I just finished a new quest line. I can't give any details or anything, but I had... The last quest line I did took me maybe 3 days to write the entire thing, including quest directions, scene setting, gestures, all that sort of stuff, you know, in the notes for the devs. So that, you know, it took me about 3 days to write, and it was a little bit shorter than the one I just finished. But then I got the next one assigned to me, and it took me well over a month because I would just get so busy working on something else that I didn't really have time to work on the quest. So then when the writing lead comes back and is like, hey, do you have the project? I had the outline done in maybe like a sentence of dialogue. And I was like, yeah, I'm almost done with it. I'll get it to you right away. And then I sat down, and for the next day I worked 12 to 14 hours or whatever just on that quest line and got it all written up in a single day. Is that the winch? Our man Tanda? Did we already talk to him? I assume we've talked to everyone then. So yeah, Council of the Rings, I can get that. It's easy to fall behind on mod projects because they're unpaid, you know? When you're doing anything like that, it's not your priority. You gotta focus on the thing that does make money. Hello, Milan.
How may I serve you?
I want to fight.
Are you the brawler who takes bets?
What's it to you?
I'm a Skalitz refugee, and I'd like to try my luck against you.
Hang on, I know.
Council Ring says he plans to return. Good, because Kingdom of Svarda looks like one of the best mods that Bannerlord has in the in development. So I hope you do return and get to it. Stony Gamer says she has been to Japan 3 times. She'd love to live in the Edo period. Personally, as interesting as the Edo period is, I gotta stick with medieval Europe between the 12th century and the 14th century. Peak coolness. Golden Dick says, I'm not just a weeb, but my love for katanas come from Kill Bill. Keep that Hattori Hanzo on me all the times. Well, of course. Council of the Ring says, well, speaking of Lord of the Rings games, are you planning to buy the Gollum game or Return to Moria? With the Gollum game, I just don't know. I've played every other Lord of the Rings game, so I'll almost certainly I will play the Gollum game, but I probably won't do anything on YouTube for it because it just doesn't strike me as the type of game that's going to be great for YouTube content. Maybe streaming it, but probably nothing else other than that. The Return to Moria game I am interested in, though, because I like survival crafting games, and obviously it's been a fantasy of mine as a Lord of the Rings fan to return to Moria in the 4th Age and clear out the orcs and goblins and rebuild. That's always been a dream of mine too. I mean, I wished that Tolkien had written the story so I could read it, but so yes, I have a lot of interest in that one, even though it's on the Epic Game Store, which I hate. Council of the Ring says, yeah, I needed a break. I had to focus on my new work, final exams, and then the YouTube, like reviewing Rings of Power, The Abomination. Yeah, I get it. It's easy to get busy when you got so much stuff going on. Halliburton says, Gollum looks like a skip for me. I think that's the problem. It looks like a skip for most people. I have no idea what the game company was thinking when they were like, here, we'll do a action RPG stealth adventure game set in Tolkien's world, and people are like, oh, interesting. And they're like, and you play as Gollum. And people are like, who asked for that? Who on earth was like, you know what I've always wanted to do? In the vast, vast world of Tolkien with untapped wonders that you could do in video games, you know what I want to do? I want to sneak around as Gollum. Nobody asked for that. Council of the Ring says, Kingdoms of Arda is still the closest mod/game to what I've always wanted from a Lord of the Rings game. Exactly. When the White Council got canceled, I was pissed. And that like broke me inside for years. The fact that game got canceled, and it would have been, you know, it was close to what I really wanted. And I've liked games like War in the North and the Third Age and stuff, but they're basically just Fellowship clones that they're like, yeah, it's kind of fun, but, you know, it's not what I want. So Kingdoms of Arda looks so good, and it's exactly what I want too. It's Mountain Blade Warband and the conversion mods for it were some of the best games ever. Like the Song of Ice and Fire mod, and I think it was called War of the Third Age, was the Tolkien conversion mod in Warband. And Bannerlord is just a more advanced version with a lot of the stuff that the mods developed built into it. So yeah, the total conversion mods for that, like Kingdoms of Arda, I really hope that they fulfilled my needs in a new Bannerlord game. Definitely Not a Stoning Gamer says, I'd like to have a costume rapier. I have a battle-ready rapier. The Christus Imperat from Windless Steelcrafts. It's a pretty cool sword. Rapiers are much heavier than they look. Lexi says, why would anyone want to play as Gollum? No idea. And Lexi also says, I would love Return to Moria. See? I'm not the only one. I think it'll be fun. Console of the Rings says, at least we can rejoice that the Amazon Lord of the Rings game got canceled. Yeah, I wasn't looking forward to that, and then it got canceled, and I was like, that's probably for the best. Now Season 2 needs to get canceled next. I'm still hopeful that that'll happen. They were like, we committed to 5, and we're going to do 5. I was like, I don't know if it's smart to just throw money away like that, so maybe they'll cancel it. We'll have to see. Michael Halliburton says, every time he coughs up a furball, it's a level up for Gollum. Frickin' good. Gord says, you still play Red Dead? Yes, I do still play Red Dead. Just played it yesterday, I think. It's one of the best games ever made, so how could I not play it? Where are we at? 2 hours and 41 minutes into the stream? I'm trying to think of another quest that we could do that wouldn't take ridiculously long. Because I finished Aquarius and Chumps on the River, and, well, we did the bird hunting one, but then I got killed and screwed that up, speaking of which. Should probably save. Yeah, you're right, Estonian Gamer. We'll go hunting with Hans Kapan. That makes sense. Let me check my inventory first, make sure I'm not carrying a bunch of crap. Weapons. A stolen axe and a stolen torch. Probably drop those. Ooh. Where's my dice? That's what I have to do. Okay. We'll ride up to the No, we'll ride down to the mill. We'll unsteal those dice. Make those not stolen. Pop them in our chest. And then we'll ride back up and we'll start the hunting mission with Hans Kapan. I don't want to lose those dice because I got to build up my collection of the lucky playing dice. So I've got 5 of them so I can do a full game with them. Definitely not, definitely not a studying gamer says don't end. Don't worry, I'm not planning on ending it yet. Council of the Ring says there's a rumor that the 2 showrunners will get sidelined for season 2 while they bring in showrunners with experience. I mean, that would be the right decision if they want the show to continue, would be get people who actually know how to make a show. That was, when I first saw it was announced, I was like, ooh, cool, Lord of the Rings show. You know, that was my initial response. And then more news was coming out, and I saw they were casting actors that had, like, no experience, and the showrunners who had no experience, and, like, it just got worse and worse until I was like, crap, this is going to be bad, isn't it? And then, yeah, the closer we got, they started insulting the fans, which is always a winning strategy. So, yeah. It would be smart if they pick up some showrunners that know what they're doing.
I've got some goods here.
All right. Here's what we'll do. We'll buy those dice back, so they're no longer stolen, and then we'll sell all our other crap that we stole from, what's his name? Nightingale. Bandage. Sell this one, that one. Some nettles. All this crap. We'll keep the spade, since that was, such a point of contention for us. For once, I don't have to go to bed. I get you. Like I said, we'll do the hunting mission with Hans Kapan. We've done enough side content that I don't feel like I'm rushing through. All right, we'll sleep and save for an hour. Crap. It's nighttime. It needs to be morning for me to start that mission. I will wait couple hours, so then we can sleep till morning. We'll wait until here and then we'll sleep till morning. I'm listening to you while building a map in Soviet City Skylines. Oh, you're playing that again? Council of the Ring says, I kind of knew it would be bad after Lenny Henry's interview September last year. He went on about the Harfoots and how they are nomadic multicultural. Well, yeah. The moment you start seeing pushing the identity politics on the front instead of the story and the content of the show, you know that the priorities are wrong. But then on top of it, you have hobbits taking it, and you're like, they're Harfoots. Harfoots are a type of hobbits. That's what they are. You wouldn't be like, they're Stoors, not hobbits. They're Fallowhides, not hobbits. You know, that's such a ridiculous distinction to try to break lore just so they can have hobbits in the show. But anyway, and on top of that, when you hear like nomadic farmers, I'm like, pray tell, what's a nomadic farmer? How can you be nomadic and agrarian? Like, such a stupid thing. But yeah, I agree that interview was bad. I think when they fired, what was it, Shippey? I can't remember exactly which Tolkien scholar they had. I think it was Shippey, but when he was on the show and then afterwards either leaves or gets kicked out, I still believe that they fired him for interjecting too much. That was definitely a concern as well. I need to buy stuff. They have food here, right? Oh, they don't. Council of the Ring says, City Skylines is great, by the way. Yeah, it was Tom Shippey. I thought it was Shippey. Yeah, because he was attached, I was like, oh, good, an actual Tolkien scholar. And then they just fire him, and I was like, well, that's a bad sign. Oh, yeah. The problem is that, and on the media, they keep attacking Tolkien fans and being like, you just want it to be bad. No, we all wanted it to be great. We love Tolkien. Every single one of us wanted this show to be the best show ever. We did not want it to fail. We want it to fail now because of how bad it is. Because the quicker it fails, the more likely it is that we get a good show down the line. You know? Ugh, just drives me nuts. Get me all worked up. Well, this guy doesn't have any cooked food. We'll buy some watermelon. Eat that. That'll be yummy. Oh, we got our nourishment up a little bit. We'll eat some dried mushrooms to get her up further. I thought this guy was going to have, like, duck stew and stuff like that. But I guess that's more of a tavern thing. Oh, these mushrooms sure don't give you a whole lot of nourishment. There we go. We're up to 93. Alrighty. Lenny has done highly offensive parts in his early career, so that's another skip. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people just don't like Lenny Henry. And which I think is fair, you know. I think that's a valid opinion to have. Where the heck's Hans Kapan? Shouldn't he be in here? His approach is pretty much the opposite of what they did, so seems likely. I'm shocked how the Tolkien professor has been praising the show. Well, I'm not shocked. Amazon's rich. You know? All of us online people get tempted by offers all the time. I get mobile game companies and stuff like that sending me, they'll be like, hey, I'll give you $5,000 if you promote, you know, do a 30-second promotion where you rave about our stupid our stupid mobile game. You know, it's tempting. But then I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. You know, eventually in the end, you got to be like, no, I'm not going to promote things that I hate. Or just don't like, or I think they're crappy products, or scams, or whatever. You know, you're not going to promote it, even though, yeah, obviously I could use the money. So I could see why the Tolkien professor is praising it. They're probably giving him tons and tons of money. Where the heck is Hans Kapan? Oh, you know what I should do? This might make it easier to find him. If I mark that one on and take these ones off. Anyway. Jonas Goldendick says, he's getting enraged. Quick, get him beer and cheese curds. It's too late for that. I'm going to need a full-blown loaded bratwurst with caramelized onions, beer cheese, and sauerkraut on it. Otherwise, I'm going to go into a rage. Council of the Ring says, did you watch House of the Dragon and did you like it? I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I haven't watched it yet, but I plan to. And we've talked about it here on the streams before because quite a few of my viewers have been watching it, and like Redneck Zeus and I think Dave Zilla were both saying that they really, really liked it. And so, because I really liked seasons 1 through 5 of Game of Thrones, and thought Season 6 was fine, I guess. Season 7 and 8 are pretty bad. But, no, I've heard so many good things about House of the Dragon that I do plan to watch it. I'm not much of a watch show as they come out kind of guy. I'm not patient enough. And then, whenever I watch a show as it's coming out, the minor annoyances really bother me. Maybe I'm too late. I'll wait until 8 o'clock tomorrow. My energy will be super low, but whatever. Oh boy, that's going down fast. Hopefully I'm not so tired that I start falling asleep during... Oh no! It's going down so fast! Here, I'll stop it early so I can go sleep at the bathhouse. No, I do plan to watch it. Console of the Ring says, LOL, yeah, tell me about it. So many weird offers. That's the thing. The moment you start making, like, YouTube content or whatever, you start getting a lot of offers, and people just throw money at you. But you gotta remember, if you kill your brand, the offers will stop coming in, and then you've run out of the money they gave you, and now your brand is dead. Hans Kapan's going up there, but now I gotta go sleep and eat so I don't run out of energy while I'm trying to hunt rabbits. Because as we all know, it is not duck season, it is rabbit season. The problem with my on-screen chat is that it's such a small window that I always have to look over here to read it. And then I can't look at screen. He was doing cheap hotel television adverts, then he used Amazon Rings of Power. Yeah. It's not usually a good sign when you're hiring your lead stars, or one of your secondary leads, or whatever you want to call them, off of like a Super 8 commercial, you know, run. We got some more sex bots in the chat, which is always fun. Deshaun Kelly says he seems quite hungry. Of course. If you're talking about me, I always seem quite hungry. If you're talking about Henry, he also always seems quite hungry. Console Ring says, I must admit I prefer House of the Dragon. And that's the thing. As much as I like the Song of Ice and Fire world, I way prefer Tolkien's Legendarium. But it seems like House of the Dragon is just infinitely better. So I'm going to be way more into that show. Yes, Redneck Zeus says he loves House of the Dragon. Deshaun Kelly said Hot D, and Lexi1397 says, I like Hot D. Consular Ring says, do you ever feel like someone is watching you? Maybe your government? Or a big flaming eye? Well, set up for Gondor VPN today. That's fair. You the proprietress? Well, that took about long enough. Crap, this is not going to work. My timing is going to be perpetually off. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the bathhouse services, do the wench and everything that goes with that. Then I'm going to go to the mill, and I'm going to sleep until morning, early in the morning, and go right up there. This is the most annoying process to start a quest ever. Oh, man. Or a big flaming eye. Like I said, so like NordVPN, some VPNs are good. So like... private internet access and ExpressVPN have good records, and I think they're a good service. And obviously, if you're online a lot, especially if you're a content creator, but really just any content users too, if you're online a lot, it is smart to use a VPN. Because it does offer an extra layer of protection that is really important. And now, of course, this is not a sponsored ad read, and I've never been sponsored by these companies, so there's no reason to suspect me. But anyway, companies like NordVPN, I just don't trust anymore. They've been proven to keep data logs way too many times and then given it up whenever asked for it. So I can't recommend them as a service. But ExpressVPN and private internet access are both good solid companies with good reputations. So I'm giving my free recommendation to either one of them. Deshaun Kelly says, I felt I was being watched playing GTA 5 online. I mean, it depends what you mean by being watched. Sometimes I feel like, so right now, I'm playing Kingdom Come Deliverance and talking to myself in this room, and I feel like people keep talking back to me. So, I've got to be being watched. Is it a conspiracy? Maybe. Council of the Ring says, and Lord Elrond became known as a great lore master and healer. Speaking of lords, do you want to become a lord yourself? Well, now you can. Go to established titles and become a lord or laird in Scotland. These are good transitions you've got here. They're not bad at all. Michael Halliburton says, I tried with House of the Dragon, was like Game of Thrones' creepy uncle. I mean, that's fair. Maybe it is a little bit like a store brand Game of Thrones. I haven't watched it yet, though, so it's hard to say. But I like the lore that it's based on. Now I'm hungry again. See this vicious cycle I'm in? I'm either asleep at the wrong time or I don't have any food. Anyway. Yeah, Council of the Rings, I really like your product transitions there. Those are good segues. Bullet says, no, we are just figments of your imagination. That's the assumption I've been working under. But I do feel like I'm being watched. And let me try to think of one for that. That's a good one, Dr. Zowden. Be like, and Saruman directed many raids into Rohan. Speaking of raids, you ever want to do it yourself? Well, now you can with my today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Well, there's probably an easier one than that, because you could probably do one like talking about a legendary hero, like Turambar, the most legendary hero, or the second most after. I've never played Raid Shadow Legends, so I don't know any of their names, but you give one of their names and you're like, free this week by following my code, link in the description. Let's buy some bread. Click the link. Jonas Goldendick, referencing a, damn, I suddenly can't remember his name. The one who sings, why does it feel like somebody's watching me? Michael Jackson was a backup singer in that song. And he was already famous. Like, it was some sort of a favor or whatever, because Michael Jackson must have known this guy or known his family or something like that. Because, yeah, he was already big and famous, and then he was a backup singer in that song. Which is a one-hit wonder. Raycon earbuds. Well, that one would probably be easy. Something about, like, Sauron's ray, like, gazing ray or something like that. Or, like, being able to hear things.
Of course. Here you are.
I'll write your name down.
Where's Nico's money now? The problem is whenever I do all these ad reads and everything, I'm not actually sponsored. Alright, we're gonna do Warhammer and Shield.
I know how to handle those.
Good.
Definitely not a starting gamer says, I want blood sausage and potatoes with lingonberry jam. I'm very hungry. I'm not a blood sausage guy, but right now I would eat blood sausage with potatoes and lingonberry jam. I'd eat that right now. Deshaun Kelly says, I feel watched often. Well, so, like, my downstairs bathroom, I've got a large standing shower with a big window in it. So whenever I'm taking a shower, I feel like I'm being watched. Dr. Zowden says, are you seeing voices? Please call 123456789. We have a patent pending pill for your crazy ass. We blew... Oh no, he is waiting over there for us! Hopefully we finish this quickly so we can actually go to the mission. Ooh, we clocked him on the head good. Whoa, buddy. Ow! Haha! We got a good clock on him that time. War Thunder. Warhammer? You mean War... Dr. Zodin, you're pretty good at these transitions. Warhammer and Shield. More like War Thunder. The free-to-play World War II game. Blah, blah, blah. Something about flying planes. This guy should be knocked out by now. I've clocked him on the head so many times. See these head-connecting hits I'm getting with him? Clock someone like that with your Warhammer, they're down, man. They're down. He's just got a kettle hat on. Dang, I thought I had him there. Yeah, we got him! Buzzy Bee's ballsack wax. My favorite ones are what are they? The trimmer ones, the like ball trimmer one. What the heck's it called? Manscaped. So like, I saw so many of the Manscaped ads that I was like, okay, I gotta look this thing up and see if it actually works. Like, is it actually something where you can just use it without having to worry about getting nicked? Or is it just a slightly less aggressive trimmer than whatever you can buy at Walmart for 20 bucks or whatever? And when I looked it up, it's just tons of reviews of people being like, they said you can't cut yourself with this, but I sliced my sack open. And I'm like, huh, well, I'm not buying that. Oh, man. Yeah, Manscaped. Council of the Rings. And Sam said wisely, potatoes, mash them, boil them, put them in a stew. Which brings us to today's sponsor, HelloFresh. Now you can boil your own taters and not make stews like Eowyn. Oh yeah, that, Council of the Rings, that reminds me of that meme you posted the other day. About Eowyn and her stew and Theoden being like, no one likes your stew. Jonas Goldendick says, I might look like Wisconsin Lumberjack, but thanks to Manscaped, these marbles are as smooth as an ice-cold New Glarus. That is perfect. That is perfect, man. Oh, man. I'm gonna have to, like... Oh, on the bright side, I'll have this in a video. So if I ever get any ad or sponsorship offers from any of these companies, I'm gonna use these segues that you guys are giving me right now. Ah, what the heck? Yeah, that one was good. As smooth as a ice cold New Glarus. That's not bad. The Sean Kelly says no. These are killing me. They're funny. Kick butt, sir, but royal though. I'm not doing good in this first mission. This guy has master striked me every time I tried to hit him. That is annoying. Oh man, I'm not even gonna make it to Black Peter. Well, we beat the first guy. We'll see if we're able to beat this guy. Long swords. Now you're... I'm just gonna jab him to death. We're gonna aggressively touch tips. Redneck Zeus says the problem is they go at it in an aggressive, overly aggressive angle and they don't pull the skin tight. Well, yeah, you gotta pull the skin tight. We all know that. The thing is if you're advertising a product as something with quote-unquote skin-safe technology, I think most people hear that and they're like, oh, good, so I can actually just get this done quickly, and I don't need to worry about, you know, pulling the skin tight for every centimeter that I'm trying to work on or whatever, you know? Because otherwise, it's the exact same as any other trimmer that you could use. Yes, it's safe on your skin if you go really slow with a really shallow angle and you pull the skin super tight. Yeah, that's the exact same thing as any other trimmer. So what's so special about Manscaped then, you know? I think that's the point of view. Karina Smirnov says she is also dying. Apparently, the ladies in the chat quite enjoy our Manscaped conversation. Definitely Not a Stonian Gamer says, they called me a savage. Now, thanks to Manscaped, I'm smooth as ever. I could just do the one from the other guys starring Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. I'm sure what you're thinking from the beard is that I must be really hairy. Nope. Shaved. This guy is not letting me touch tips nearly as aggressively as I would like to. The Master Strike gets me every time! Oh, it's so annoying. I think I've gotten one Master Strike so far in this tournament. And they get it every time. Yeah, I know. Dr. Zowden says, talk about NFL concussions taking a warhammer to the head. Pretty sure you're getting coloring books for Christmas for the rest of your life. That's perfect. Karina Smirnov says, all of the lines are funny as shit. No, these are good. They were good transitions. Those are all very good ad read segues. I agree, Karina. Yeah, Master Strike me all day, buddy. Haha! Haha! Yeah. Half sword and stab me in the stomach. Real polite, buddy. Why didn't it let me charge in for the kill there when he was missing his terrible strike? Ugh. Manscaped. Play now. Free on mobile. Shave your balls in style. Sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends and Manscaped. I have to know, did all of you come up with all those on your own? I have a very creative viewer base, Alexis. You should know this. Or that wasn't Lexi, that was Karina Smirnov. Sorry. Council of the Rings came up with all of his on his own. You're making this take forever, guy. Just let me stab you in the face. Like right there, when he's mid-swing and I backed up, so he missed me. I should be able to charge in and stab. You know? Yeah. Jonas Goldendick said, I mean, how many people know of Nuclear Spear? That's fair. It did, and it was very specific, you know. So I think Jonas Goldendick came up with that one on his own. I think they were all uniquely come up with by my viewers, because my viewers are the most creative viewers in the world. Now what are we doing? Ooh, an axe. Well, we'll see if we can do it. Dr. Zadin says, Nair takes care of the boy safely, just don't leave it on. Really? I thought that stuff burnt like hell, isn't that what everyone says? The potatoes one got me. That one was good. I don't know if it was my favorite one that Council of the Rings did. Oh no, I accidentally put my axe away. Yeah, you like that? It's not quite a master strike, but it was a good redirect. Yeah. I get it. You get to master strike me all day, but I can't ever do it to you. What is this, a relationship? Because it's super one-sided. I just gotta do that every time. Clinch. One hit. No follow-ups. Clinch. One hit. Clinch. Oh no, he master strike me. My clinch one hit didn't work. Now I'm bleeding down my face. No, he won the clinch. Can't get too cocky. The problem is that with the one-hit strategy is it takes way longer. Because the only way to get people quick in this is to wear down their stamina and then you get multiple hits on them because it does way more damage. See, it wouldn't let me hit there. It wouldn't let me do that. Yeah, we did it! Now we just gotta beat Black Peter. We're 2/3 of the way there. We're doing it. Deshaun Kelly says, I still prefer the razor touch. That's ballsy. Quite literally, sometimes. Sucks to suck, dude. Now I gotta fight Black Peter again, see if we can beat him, because remember, we got to him last time, too. Why am I still bleeding? That's not good. Yeah. Black Peter! Nothing like a good Black Peter.
From the company of Lord Radzig Kobyla, let us wish the combatants luck.
Any day now. I was gonna kick out of the long pauses in his announcing. Council of the Ring says, it's too bad you can't do a Sir Criston Cole on his face. You get that when you see House of the Dragon. Well, let me think. Sir Criston Cole. Was he one of the non-Targaryen dragon riders? Or is he... Sir Criston Cole. Is he one of the Kingsguard? I'm trying to remember from... Because like I said, I've read Fire and Blood. You know, the anthology book that it's based on. So I recognize the name. I think he's... Now that I'm thinking about it, I think he's one of the Kingsguard. I love the thrill. Yeah, he's one of the Kingsguard, okay. Not like Sir Eric and Sir Eric. Of course, you're gonna Master Strike me. This punk kept Master Striking me last time. Well, I am looking forward to watching the show, so. Yeah, we finally get the Master Strike for once. Now he gets it, of course. Drain our stamina down. Ouch! Ha! Hee. Three in a row, man! How are you not dead? Yeah, buddy! We got him. One more battle and we win. Black Peter's almost done. You guys think we could do it? We were here before, remember? And then he won this, no. He won the first fight, I won the second fight, and then he won the third one, I think, last time. Should get head smacker. I have the head cracker in here. I do, but in hardcore it doesn't knock him out. At least not in the tournaments. It doesn't seem to, because I do have it. That's why you'll see it trigger when I get a good hit like that sometimes on the head. Time for just the jab, and remember, with the swords, that's the way to do it in these tournaments. Yeah. Spin move. Overused spin move crap. Page's sword. Give me the piercer, and we'll see what happens. Quit running away, punk. Face me like a man. Spin move. What did I say? Spamming the spin move every time. Oh, I thought we had him there. We had 2 connections to the chest in a row. One more and he'd have been out of stamina. Oh! Yeah! We did it! Woohoo! We are the champions, aren't we? There we go. He's gonna be all salty about it now. Yeah, damn right I beat you, Black Peter. That's embarrassing. Ooh. Hate to be that guy. Redneck Zeus says, have you watched The Last Kingdom on Netflix? Yes, I have, and I really like that show. As much as I don't like Bernard Cornwell, he drives me nuts as an author, I do like that show. Counselor Ring says, any games you're looking forward to? There's some interesting title coming out soon. Smaller games right now. In February, not Warhorse, Hogwarts Legacy is coming out. And I am interested in that, which is weird, because I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan. Like, I've read the books and I've seen the movies, but I'm not crazy about it. But the game does look really good. And then... Wait, let me do this. So that's in February, and then Starfield is supposed to come out sometime after that, and I'm kind of excited for that. But, like, right now, Return to Nangrim, the Lord of the Rings clone, that's, like, it looks like Tolkien dwarves type stuff. That one is supposed to come out sometime soon, and I'm interested in that. Wild West Dynasty by Toplitz Studios looks interesting, and I'm interested in that. Atomic Heart, the Soviet Fallout game, looks pretty fun. So there's a couple that I'm interested in, but Deshaun Kelly said Hogwarts is already pre-ordered. Yeah, I pre-ordered it too, and I haven't pre-ordered a game in a long time. But when it went on sale on Green Man Gaming, so the like digital deluxe edition was cheaper than the. I have no arrows. That doesn't seem right. There we go. I'm so shocked. I didn't know he was gonna... Ah, what's going on? He ambushed me. It was so unexpected. Easier to win that than the tournament, wasn't it, punk? Karina Smirnoff says, hell yeah, Last Kingdom, right? It's good. Alright, what do I other got? Rings of Power brought you to Walmart. What? And I'll leave you with that. Oh, it bounced off his head. That was, he's got a hard head, apparently. Alrighty. Feels like I've been streaming long enough, so unfortunately I didn't do the hunting mission. I promise I will do it next time. And it probably won't be that long before the next time I stream anyway. Because I'm doing it pretty frequently nowadays. But let me look at all these things. We could say... Hold on, sir. Now you can eat something. Yes, I am starving, so I'm going to. Lexi says, I have to work early tomorrow. That is rough, but hey, you get those extra dollars. Lexi also loves The Last Kingdom. Dr. Zadin says, The Rings of Power brought to you by Walmart. Always low prices, always Walmart. Always. Paid for by Amazon. And we already saw Deshaun Kelly and me are on the same page for Hogwarts Legacy. Bullet says, also in February, Sons of the Forest will hopefully release. Yeah, hopefully, but they've put that release date out like a dozen times already, and they just delay it every time, so I don't trust them. I'll believe it when it actually releases. Consular Ring says, heard about Forspoken or Nightingale or The Lost Wild? I think I've heard of, like, people have told me about Forspoken and Nightingale, but I haven't heard of The Lost Wild. So I'll have to look that up. Redneck Zeus says, the actor who plays Osferth in The Last Kingdom is in the later half of House of the Dragon, and he's amazing. Really? I liked him as Osferth. And it was tragic what happened to Osferth. That was a heartbreaker. Deshaun Kelly says, build the square. Yes, build the square. Karina Smirnoff agrees Osferth was a good character. Don't spoil it just in case anyone hasn't seen it, because that is a solid show that I highly recommend. Definitely not a Swinging Gamer says, tomorrow, please. Woo, I am sorry I am. Not tomorrow. Or this weekend, because like I said, I'm doing my girl's birthday party this weekend. But probably early next week. Monday or Tuesday. Is probably the next time I'll stream. I don't have very much Last Aura Crew content planned, so the streaming's going to start again, being like a daily basis type thing until the next game that I plan on really focusing on, so it probably won't be too long before the next stream, and then, like I said, don't worry, they're just going to get more and more frequent again. Dr. Zodin says, Harry Potter, let's go the Spanish Inquisition to platform 9 3/4. That would be an interesting spin-off for Harry Potter, let me tell you that. If they did like a way prequel during like the Spanish Inquisition or something like that. That would be fun. I'd play that game. Console of the Ring says, horror dinosaur-like game. Looks great. I might have to look that up. That sounds interesting. And you say that's supposed to come out soon? That could be good. Stony Gamer says, yay. Yes, don't worry. The streaming will just become more common again. I take breaks to do videos when I'm covering a new game, or a game that I'm really into that's old, which happened with, like, Kingdom Come Deliverance and Red Dead and stuff like that. But between that, I mostly just stream. So yes, thanks everyone for tuning in today. Redneck Zeus very active. Bullet, this might be the most active you've ever been in a non-Red Dead Redemption live stream. Thanks for all the activity. Thank you, Karina Smirnoff and Lexi, for moderating. Council of the Rings, it was awesome to have you as much as you were. You're definitely pretty active in here. It's awesome, like I always say. Anybody that can hear me right now, if you're interested in Tolkien or just in general Lord of the Rings content, check out Council of the Rings. Great channel. I highly recommend it. Estonian Gamer, thanks for tuning in. Deshaun Kelly, thanks for being here as much as you were. I feel like I'm forgetting someone that was chatting a lot. Gabriel Richter wasn't here today. We had Juan from Brazil, or Johnny. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. Had a lot of fun today, and we'll see you next time.